Forever. Dog.
Warning! The following podcast features three shy guys who one-up each other with takes as hot as fire flowers. They may tell jokes that ba-bomb and provoke a big boo. The boys go into battle mode against cacophonous coin sounds, time-sensitive toy orders, and food guards. Let's go to Super Nintendo World on Podcast The Ride. Welcome to Podcast The Ride, a podcast hosted by three very good boys who think that all that stuff with Yoshi and his big tongue is a little bawdy. We don't like that. We don't go in for that. It's a me, Scotty-O, joined by Mikey-O.
Mikey, I would like to be referred to.
Mikey,
Mikey,
I will
please.
make the adjustment.
And yes, I want every parent to make sure to put their little finger out and say to their child, no tongues, please. Keep those tongues in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because that's where ideas form.
Yes.
People want to be like their heroes. They start imitate, and suddenly, you know, Universal, I think, has platformed somebody who does
I
tongue
agree.
antics, and we don't go in on that.
Let's ask somebody about tongue antics right now.
Well, and his let me give him his special Mario
Yeah, of course, yes,
introduction.
please.
We're, of course, real life Toad, Jason Sheridan.
Oh yeah, I was sitting dead still in a chair, and somehow I still walked right into that one.
Toad is a beloved character.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a good thing.
Oh
to,
sure, yeah, I love Toad.
Yeah,
He's plucky. I
Uh-huh.
think.
You get a sense of him a little bit in the land and the restaurant. I don't think I knew much about his personality or his desire to cook.
He loves to cook.
Now we've
Yeah.
eaten Toad's food.
We get to see another side of him, that of line cook. We get to see Toad excerpt from the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, isn't that the what's the thing? I haven't. It's already been so long. It's Chef. That's the show you want to see. Is the Toadstool Cafe version
Yeah,
of the bear, with all that's nothing but toads. You can only tell them apart by what color spots they have. Yes, chef. Absolutely, chef. So today is this is a big one. Hey, look, we're doing nonsense over on the second gate. It's still Dick Tracy and whatever. But here on the main feed, we are it's hit after hit. It's big rides.
Yeah.
Runaway Railway 1 week, and now Super Nintendo World.
Oh my
long
gosh.
awaited,
Wow.
long in the works.
from a grand slam to a foul ball, huh, fellas?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that's
Super Nintendo
Look,
Land, you're
I'm
declaring
gonna
at the
try-
top of the episode a foul ball?
I'm gonna try to be very fair and even-handed in the episode, but before that, just to start, Super Mid-Rail Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! And Mid, you've told me about that. That's a young person's
That's a young
insult.
person.
That's one of those
thing.
young
That's a
person
young
insults
person.
that he
No,
used.
it's not that bad, but it sometimes
Wow.
gets that bad.
Well,
Oh.
if
Well.
Universal is checking just the very top of the podcast to see if we get to still be invited to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason
then
really screwed us here.
that's what you wait for 10 minutes in
That's
after
right.
they have stopped
Oh, fuck,
listening.
I waited until
front-load it.
4 minutes in. Fuck.
You front load it, Jason.
Front loaded.
You say all the good stuff first.
We can't.
Oh.
Let's not let Jason record the warning this week because he'll say, "Warning, we're talking about
gosh.
something mid today.
Yeah, I don't
something
wanna-
super
No.
mid."
Gee whiz.
Well,
Toad wouldn't have done that.
I don't know. He's pretty sassy.
He is sassy.
Yeah.
You're right.
hey, so I mean, it's a big one. This has been building and growing since before the podcast started. I was trying to remember just the arc of the Nintendo Universal partnership, which they announced in 2015. It's before
while
we
ago.
were doing this even. It has been up and running in Universal Studios Japan since late 2020, early 2021. I think it's been a hurricane of stops and starts due to COVID. But pretty heavily hyped up there, and people have been liking it there. It's coming to
Singapore. I didn't know that. Where I don't know a lot about Universal Singapore, and it
I
doesn't
don't
feel
either.
that likely that we'll make it there. So it makes me wonder if we should get in, if people want to, if we, we might not go in person, but do you want to hear our takes on, especially, I was wondering, because now that this ride is gone, I've watched a ride through of this,
Yeah.
but this is what's gone due to Nintendo. They took out the ride Madagascar, A Crate Adventure.
Oh wow, really?
A crate.
A
It's
crate.
it's a crate adventure.
What kind of a ride was it?
I mean, a crate adventure, first off.
You're right,
but
of course.
besides that, in terms of the vehicle you're on,
Yeah.
is, I assume, a big crate,
Okay.
unless it's the famous Madagascar animals like King
Hmm.
Julian, and don't ask me to name any more who are in
I
big
won't.
crates. I don't know much about it, but maybe we have to do it. to
Sure.
find out.
Is that the one with the new? Wait, no. What's the one with the cool Jurassic Park ride?
Is that
China, I think. Beijing?
with the
Okay,
rapids
I think
ride?
it's Beijing. No,
Or,
no,
no. It's
it's like kind of a
Beijing.
transformer vehicle, but then there's also big animatronics. Like there's a crazy giant T-Rex animatronic that
Yes.
chases you
Yeah,
on the ride that looks insane.
yeah, that looks great. There's another one that is kind of a river adventure, but it's not a shoot the shoot. It's a rapids ride.
Right. So sure.
So hey, we'll look into that. But then, of course, coming to Epic Universe as well in 2025. This is suddenly a crown jewel of the Universal Empire,
Yeah.
beating even Waterworld, beating the Fry's Electronics cars from Nope.
Beating the Lucille Ball meet and greet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know. Where's she? Where does she go now? She's been outshined by Princess Peach.
I haven't seen
Maybe
her in
That's
the
why
park.
Jason's upset.
And outshined by Hello Kitty. I mean, I've made my peace with Hello Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot of fun. She's got lots of outfits.
I like
got a
seeing
great
that when you
attitude.
walk in, because Hello Kitty's kind of right at the front of the park, so that's one of the first things you see.
Yeah, she's got her own area. She's got a nice like wrought iron sign.
Mm-hmm.
Wrought iron?
It's like wrought iron with like the logo on top.
I guess
of
it is. It's funny. It sounds like such an industrial way to describe it.
Yeah,
She's got a chain link fence
like a
surrounding
not
her.
like an old fashioned.
It is. I know what you're saying. I'm just haven't heard that term.
She's in her Sunset Boulevard days.
Yeah.
She's aging and paranoid
Right.
and doesn't know the world doesn't love her anymore.
Sunset Boulevard with Hello Kitty. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
With an
Pretty
audience of one, like me,
you and Donald Trump,
me and Donald. Yeah,
world's biggest
We
Sunset
love the
Boulevard
old-
fan.
Oh yes, yeah, that's
it's
come out.
documented pretty
Mhm.
well. At this
Norma
point.
Desmond is no longer hot.
He loves it.
He'd like the sketch. He just wouldn't like the Hello Kitty. But he's never seen
Yeah,
Hello
he doesn't know
Kitty
what
in
Hello
his
Kitty
life.
is.
Yeah.
That's for wimps. Hello
Right.
Kitty. But it just showed up here. It is newly open. Is it open to the public as people are hearing this?
Yeah,
Universal
today
Today,
it is.
yeah.
Today it is officially open. Yes.
Wow. So the dance of the cold opens and the technical rehearsals and the annual pass holder previews. You know, I'm a little upset that I wish that we'd gotten the heads up about this, that the big opening ceremony is live streaming. I saw it in an email essentially on the way here. That's at 8 p.m. And we're going to be done by then. Or we sync right up. We just patch right into it. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I love dumb theme park opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see this one. I don't know what non-charismatic Universal executive is going to speak.
Right.
I don't know what stiff fireworks display will have that weird lag where there's the cue, but people can't hear the cue right, so the fireworks are 7 seconds late.
I hope Mario's dad, Shigeru Miyamoto, is there.
Mhm.
That's he's such a fun Stan Lee type personality, and that would be just him being there. He doesn't have to say anything. I don't know that he speaks English. I don't think he does. But just him being there would be fun, at least
Yeah.
after a speech of somebody who resembles Frank Marshall. Like, it doesn't have to be a Frank Marshall type, but somebody who looks like him,
Yeah.
speaks, says something unmemorable, and then
Yeah. Well, that would be different from the last time there was a Frank Marshall event where he did not speak.
right. It
So
would
that
be a
would
little
actually
different.
be
It would
not
a little,
in keeping.
a little different. Yeah.
So he didn't speak at the premiere of the ride based on the movie he produced, but he is someone like him is going.
Someone
to
like
speak
that's why I
at-
did say someone like him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Great. They will-
Marshall-esque.
Yes.
man.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But it's open. It's up and right. We've been watching the construction, literally watching the construction for some time because you can see it from the
You
starway.
can't avoid
You've been
it.
descending down into it.
Unlike Galaxy's Edge, where I forced people to watch the construction of it over many years by going to the top of the Mickey and Friends parking structure,
Mm-hmm.
this you can't avoid. As long as you're going down those escalators,
Yeah.
you're seeing it.
And you are to go to Transformers, the finest ride ever made.
Yeah,
So
I
you cer- you
race to
certainly are.
Transformers. I
Uh-huh,
slide down the banister the whole way down to get to Transformers.
Yeah, well, after many attempts at asking, can you make the Starway speed up?
Yeah.
Is there any like this thing? This is snail pace. This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So it's going. They cratered the sound stages in order to make this house. Trying to
Right.
remember the entire procedure. And this is the only hope we have for new Universal stuff. Not the only hope, but it's one of the
Probably.
only moves they have. I feel is
Yeah.
to keep blowing up sound stages.
Oh yeah, they built some on top of what used to be like the Superstore store. They built some on the other end of the lot.
Oh right, yes.
They
Yeah.
built new stages, which I say crater those already. Blow them up. Start expanding the theme park more.
That way, that direction.
Yeah. Look, the 2028 Olympics are already going to decimate this city in terms of pleasantness and traffic and guests. The Olympics bring chaos and shit wherever they go.
What? Wait. So you're saying we need more theme park space to make up for that?
Oh, I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying
You're
like
just saying something different.
a lot of
unrelated.
their like mailers and stuff are like, oh, and we're building extra sound stages for coverage for our media and the world's media for those Olympics that it's still questionable whether going to happen. It feels like there's always another Graph news story about like some shady LA weirdo.
So you're saying destroy them now?
Yeah, destroy them now.
Stop building
Start
those
building.
stages.
Yeah.
Stop building stages. Don't even put anything there. Just stop building.
Yeah,
All right, got it.
Film all your TV and movies on green screens in the New York streets anyway. Like that's the stuff you need
So
to
keep the New York streets,
going.
but demolish
Oh,
most
keep the
sound
New York
stages.
streets.
Okay.
But yeah, keep these warehouses. You know,
You are just the controversy that you're starting
I
on this
guess
podcast.
so.
in
No
the
Olympics
first 10
guess
minutes.
coverage.
so.
We don't want you. Get
Wow.
your crews out of
like it.
here.
I mean,
no
that's what
jobs
we-
no longer available.
That's what fuels this podcast is healthy debate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A big definitive viewpoints.
And strong
Yeah.
takes every minute or so. I think sometimes the issue is we'll meander before
Right.
getting to a tip. But we should be firing them off.
Yeah.
We need to get in. That's how we, like 10 years in, we'll know when there's a take twice a minute.
Yeah.
That's what we got to get to.
Sure. We're building to it.
And we renamed the show the firing range.
There needs to be some podcast about theme parks that's more like cable news.
Yeah.
Aggressive
Yeah.
cable
Well,
news.
look,
the
Well, yeah,
first
we're
theme park
on-
podcast distributed by Fox Nation.
Yeah. Finally.
Finally,
We have video versions now. One is happening currently. You can watch this one on YouTube. And we're in our little windows, and I like that. But what we don't have is the list. There's not the rundown,
Right.
which I think would help people, and it would help, these things go for 90 minutes or more. This is the way to get the podcast to 7.
Yeah.
Just like, next, Olympics, hate 'em, bad, Mario Land, mid,
Next.
Coke Starlight,
Perfect.
perfect,
Next.
no
perfect.
notes.
Good. Haven't tried the new one. There's a third one in the line.
There's a Pepsi that has Peeps flavor now that I tried.
I think you were. Were you drinking that on Zoom the other day? When
I
we
was
recorded
on,
the Dick
on our
Tracy
episode, our Dick Tracy Patreon episode. I knew I was drinking Peeps Pepsi, and Jason knew. He had a little smile on his face, and I knew he noticed. And I know because we had a lot of Dick Tracy to talk about, that he was being polite and didn't say it because it would have derailed the whole thing because we had limited amount of time. But every time I sipped, I tried to sip so the label was off camera on the Zoom. And I would look down in Jason's little box, and I would see like a little smile.
Because
He knew.
you were cheating it off.
He
camera.
knew. He knew what was going on.
Sorry, and he knew because of text, or he knew because he recognized the periphery of the Peeps Pepsi logo?
Well, you bought it.
I sent him a
and
text
then
with
minutes later, clearly texted me to show me the label.
Yeah, well, I not the same day. I think it was the day before.
Oh,
I
okay.
had sent you a picture of the bottle, and then a day later, I think.
How is it?
It's not as good as Coke Starlight, but I like it. But don't drink the whole thing. Split it if you do.
Yeah,
It's a
sure.
little novelty, but
So to move it to my scale, it's not as good as the thing that is shitty.
you had the zero.
We
sugar
got
one,
you
though.
the 0 ones.
You would have liked the other one better.
We're 0 sugar boys, you know.
I don't, but would I have? I don't know.
don't
I mean,
know.
I hate the zero.
I'm not
I
sure.
hate the diet.
a
I
good
hate
question.
this aspartame, whatever.
That's true.
I'm
I'm drinking an iced tea right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be okay with this.
Just
I think.
yes, I have those all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no, I'm sorry, there's no comical. You didn't grind up any Sour Patch Kids into that.
There's no Sour Patch Kids. There's no sprinkles. You can put a bunch of Starbucks will let you put a bunch of like thick sugar strawberries in any drink. Have you ever done that?
No, I knew
You-
it was an
just
option.
in
Yeah.
anything in a black coffee.
I believe you can. Maybe
Wow.
not a black coffee, but almost everything I've seen has the option to put just a bunch of sweet strawberries,
feel
as
like-
if they're from a sundae or something.
Here's a question: are you
Yeah.
more likely to get your strawberries mixed up into your black coffee if you order via the app and then it's just like, well, fill in orders,
Hmm.
or do you need to do it in person and make an emotional plea?
Well, if it's an what mobile ordering has done for me in general with fast food and with like Starbucks has erased the shame of special ordering things, because somebody can't scoff at your request, which it might be ridiculous. So I would almost never do a ridiculous request in person.
Yeah.
Almost never.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably do here and there, but no, I don't think I would ever ask for strawberries and black coffee in person.
Mm-hmm.
But I will, like a coward, request it on the app.
Now I'm curious. I
I can see if it works.
Listener, if you feel like trying it, you know what? And I think I know the stars system is changing
Yeah, I
right
know,
now.
yeah.
We're in flux currently. But if you've got stars, don't spend money on it. But if you want to burn stars on seeing if they'll put a bunch of strawberries in your black coffee, tag us. Let us know. Or maybe we discover a great drink that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oddly, it's what unlocks
Maybe
the
it's
full
good.
possibilities of Starbucks coffee.
Right, yeah.
We will see.
I'm trying it right now. though. We'll keep we'll
You're
keep
try-
rolling.
Wait, are you gonna leave and go to a Starbucks?
No, I'm not gonna go get it.
Are
if
you
I
gonna
can
get
order it.
delivery?
Yeah, I'll have it delivered. Yeah.
So
Add
just go
topping
through some
options.
doors, then go through other doors. Ignore the light that says recording right now.
Right.
You are welcome in. You, the driver with the strawberry coffee.
Mhm. All right, I'll figure it out. You can add a lot of stuff though.
Uh-huh.
A lot of options.
Okay, so they've been building this forever.
Forever.
It is, as far as Universal is concerned, it is a massive footprint. They have they're shifting everything. Like all their sound stages were over here, now they're over here. We're changing everything to make this, to get Mario in there. And now it's up and running. I think right away, it was I think a concern that we had, and I think a little bit confirmed, is it is still a little small. It is still a little small.
Yeah.
Even though,
Well-
like what they had to blow up a massive chunk of space for.
So, okay, here's what I'll say. And this, I'm not trying to erase this thing of what Jason said. This is how I feel.
Mhm.
So I think they were going for the craziest, best realization of a cartoon world in a theme park outside as a land. I think, would you agree that it's by far of any like Toontown or like the Little Mermaid area of Tokyo Disney Sea, there is nothing that beats this as far as taking what's an animated land and showing it to
yeah,
you on a
yeah.
scope and scale you've never seen before.
It looks
That's a very good
amazing.
point.
Just standing in it,
Unbelievable.
it looks amazing
right.
until you put some people in there.
Well, yes. Hold on. That's certainly we'll get there. But I like when they were deciding how to do it. Like Galaxy's Edge is so big, and obviously it has different parts and there's different moods. But you can't maintain the level of like detail in something like with Nintendo in that size. I don't think. I think the budget would like quadruple.
If
Just
it
the
was
energy-
a much bigger footprint. Yeah, right.
The energy use alone for like the Camera Brother or the Goomba bouncing back and forth every day.
Yeah, you would get pretty exhausted if there was 5 times more of that.
So-
Characters everywhere. That's a very good point.
So as soon as we were there, I was like, oh, this feels like the crazy. I've never been in a place that more realized my kid dream of being inside the cartoon or the video game. It's never happened. Like there's never been a time like maybe if I went to Toontown as a kid, but Toontown in your mind has shit, like planes are crashing and there's silly stuff going on, and it can't quite realize.
That's a good
Or
point.
it never
There's no
quite
tunes
realized that.
running around.
Right.
This and if somehow you're listening to this and you haven't seen pictures or video, I feel like the main thing about it is just every character, every villain going back and forth. There's coin spinning.
Yes.
There's thwomping.
A plus
insane.
as far as like giving you even the feeling of. Immediately, you have the feeling of the Mario game. It's not a specific Mario game. It's got a lot of elements from different Mario games. It's kind of got the same sort of when in some of the 3D Mario games where you start a level and you look up and there's some sort of big thing you sort of have to climb and finish or complete. And it looks like a very daunting task, but also fun. It does all of this. This is all A+. Like there's no better other than maybe Diagon Alley, which I don't have an emotional connection to, but think it's an amazing looking place.
Sure.
Nothing can beat this view being there in person.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge moment, I think, and a moment I think any listener will have when you go in person, the moment of going through that pipe, which when you enter the pipe, it's just a little like outdoor lobby, right?
Well,
that says Super Nintendo World, and it's still kind of plain,
Yeah.
and you're still next to like whatever boring restaurant
It's
in the
a
Transformers
little
ride.
photo op. There's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
photo op you can do, and there's a
stand in the
stopper there.
pipes.
They'll hold your phone,
And then you go through the pipe with like wonderful swirling LED lights of every color. I love that they had to answer what's in a pipe.
Yes.
I know that was something in Japan, and there I think it's different types of light. That's more like white streaks, but here it's a multicolored thing, and it looks very cool. And you go through that pipe, and then you land looking up at is it Mount Beanpole?
Yes.
Is the name of
Can
it, and
I-
just taking in the whole land in general.
Yes. Can I walk you back just
yeah,
for
yeah,
a moment?
absolutely.
Because you go in and you basically end up in like Princess's Castle from Mario 64, which if you've played Mario 64, when you go into the castle, there's these big pictures on the wall, which is where you go through to different levels.
Oh, okay.
So when you end up outside the pipe, you end up in like that little like foyer area, which is basically like the castle there, which is the big photos of like the Bob-ombs and some, I forget.
Did they
which,
change? Did
They
cycle
change
through
as well,
characters?
yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's like you're already like in the game there, and then you leave the castle part
yes,
and see what you're talking about.
that's a good point. I skipped past the
okay.
the little castle zone is very neat. But just how how great a job they do at funneling that view and hiding as much as they can. I know you
Yeah.
you see it on the escalator down.
Yeah.
But being immersed in it, that it's pretty much that moment when you step out of the castle, and it's huge. I think the people, like the employees there, are just going to see awe at that moment all
Yes.
day, every day. It's I think an instantly great theme park aesthetic moment, a big wow moment that I think will last for first time visitors forever.
Yes.
And in terms of like, I would say visual wow has never been the appeal for Universal Studios
right
in general
until Harry Potter stuff.
until Harry
probably.
Potter. Yeah. And in Hollywood specifically, where there's a lot of fun things, but it's usually like sound stages, functional
Uh-huh.
buildings. There's not a lot of height, you know what I mean? Like maybe
Right.
Universal wide, besides Islands of Adventure. And maybe the
Universal is
international parks.
wide, not tall.
Yeah,
In general.
that's a good way to put it.
But now they're
we're
tall.
getting tall. Harry Potter tall,
Yeah.
Castle tall,
right.
Mount Beanpole tall.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Yes. Now, to both of your points,
Mm-hmm.
once you're there, it is a little bit like being at like one of those bars where they don't have like tables and seats. It's all high, like a high table, and you're all just like, where am I supposed to stand? It's kind of crowded in here. I just kind of want to stand at I want to kind of sit down. Can I sit down? Oh, you can't. Okay, I'll lean against this table, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's
Doesn't
really
feel right. Like, is this okay? Am I allowed to be here?
right. It's like almost like you should. It's almost like the land should just be this crazy walkthrough attraction. You just walk through. Now we should also say these are the first so many days of this being open,
Yeah, it's still
which
rehearsals.
certainly makes
they say
it more crowded and people aren't used to it, and the crowd
Absolutely.
flow and
I think these annual Mike and I went together with Aaron and our friend Andrew Grissom. Jason went with Jane a few days prior, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was these annual pass holder
yeah.
preview events which I think they had a lot of work to do. This isn't the kind of thing Universal's done a lot. Disney, I think, has done a lot. And they still end up kind of like crowded and annoying.
Yeah.
I believe the first day of it was so crazy that they like apologized and sent an email to everyone and said, "Come back. We'd like to offer you another chance to check." Which, to their credit,
Sure,
good to do.
Yeah.
But it just shows you like, because we saw videos. I think Julia Prescott, it seemed like just bailed, didn't go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it seemed crazy.
I know when we were there checking in, I think they had already added, there was like 2 slots where you could go in the morning or in the afternoon, and they had added a 3rd slot. So they basically were like shouting it at people, like, if you want to go to the 3rd one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was like...
so you could have changed.
Being willing to move to a different
That's right,
flight.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
They were doing
yes.
airport maneuvers.
We've overbooked the Mario Land.
We will give you, if anyone's willing to go at a later time, we will give you 500 coins. If anyone, did you guys? Let me ask: when you picked up your wristbands for these previews, did you do it in that sort of little park area across from the security entrance, or did you do it inside the park?
No, it was outside the park. It was the weird unthemed grass next to, or that was the Saddle Ranch.
And
Okay.
Wampompers.
That's
went
what was
Wampums
okay. I
before.
meant to take a picture because we went in the first group of the day, and after seeing Julia's Lions footage, I was like, "What time did we gotta get there early?" And I thought the park opened at 9. It actually opened at 10, so we got there at 9:30, and they're already giving them out and letting people in the park. This all worked out for us because they're like, well, your time's at 11, but the park opens at 10 and the land opens at 10, so you can just go down there.
Okay.
But the picture, like the visual picture of walking in to get the wristbands, and there was just like dozens and dozens of metal stanchion, like dozens and dozens of like places for like a million wraparound lines totally empty, was so weird and haunting.
It's like a weird music festival
Yeah.
lineup
Yeah,
to get
extremely.
into something or to
State
get tickets.
fair or something.
Or
yeah.
yes, State Fair, yes.
Now we were there early enough. I didn't have to wait. That we walked right up to the tables.
Yeah. We
And-
didn't have too long
Yeah.
of a wait. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was fun to get on that grass.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the
We
grass.
don't get to see that grass very often.
It's wonderful. And what a great addition
Yeah,
to
that's
a
right.
theme park than just an open plot of wonderful, relaxing grass.
You should have brought your son for the grass and then taken it back.
Maybe you are not good father because you did not take son to see grass.
You should have taken we should go back and take a photo of the grass and then compare it to Disney's grass on Twitter and see what happens.
Well, I'd ignite a firestorm.
Yeah.
I might not be here.
I think the grass
they
that-
could have come to my house and burned my house down.
I think the grass that we waited on was real grass.
I think so.
I think
Yes.
so.
So
And
you got to
Disney's
give it.
using fake grass.
Got to give it points for that. But the landscaping is not quite there. I was noting there were just weird, like
Yeah.
it just turns into dirt pads.
There was
Weird
for sure
tone.
dirt.
Why
yeah.
is this there? Why did they get rid of Saddle Ranch?
That is my yes, I wonder that too. I was like, why is this just sitting here?
I thought that was going to be toothsome.
That's what the
Chocolate
rumor was for
Emporium.
many years. It was going to be toothsome. And then
There
they
was
got
a
rid of
rumor
Hard Rock.
too of a Nintendo store.
That was a rumor too.
There was Doodles
Yes.
concept art.
So they must have at a certain point thought that they were going to put something there, but maybe they felt like they're going to need more infrastructure for the whole like entranceway. I don't know.
When you said there was Doodles, I thought, was there an announcement of like some themed bar called Doodles?
Oh man, you know
Doesn't
we
that
would have been
seem-
at Doodles opening
Oh,
day.
Doodles. That reminds me of that clip that circulates once in a while where Jack Nicholson says they used to hang out at a coffee shop named Poopy's. You ever seen
Really?
that?
No.
You seen that?
I have seen that. Did you see the excerpt this week? Someone found an old interview with him where, like,
I don't know.
where he was shooting about Schmidt and had rented a house, I think, in Omaha. And they're like, the media saw you walking around the house naked. And he was like, it was 2 a.m. I was just going down for my slice of pie. And they're like, does this happen often? He's like, well, sometimes it's sherbet, you know?
And your heart grew 2 sizes
Oh yeah.
for Jack.
I mean, look, he already won my affection spilling all that chili on a basketball court.
Well, and of course the famous hoagie shot.
The hoagie. Oh yeah.
If you want, just Google Jack Nicholson hoagie. And you'll see the greatest photo ever taken. He's in a boat, and we've talked about this with an episode with Marissa Strickland, I think. It's because once in a while I'll just text her that photo of Jack in the boat with a hoagie.
Isn't the chili fake? I think that's an Onion thing. I think this was gone through
that fake?
on
Oh, I don't know.
on Double Thread on fellow
I might have fallen
Forever
for it.
Dog. Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
believe so. I believe chili.
I actually
What in good company? Sharpling, I think, thought the same thing, and he really beat himself up. I think over being fooled by it.
Okay.
Feel free to beat yourself
Jason
up.
is
Oh,
not-
that's
He's gonna
fine.
sleep
I knew
fine.
that enough.
But the hoagie thing is real.
Yeah, the hoagie
I'll
thing is
bet
real.
everything. that
Don't
the
know
hoagie thing
about
is real.
hoagie. What happened with the hoagie?
Just Jack Nicholson hoagie. Look it up, and he's
On a
in a
boat?
boat. He's sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we've discussed this
Yeah, yeah,
before.
we've-
Oh, right.
And there's a great
Mhm.
photo too of in that. It's all like paparazzi photos, so it's not. He didn't want those photos probably. Sandwich though that I'm talking about, but you don't have to do it. People will Google it. There's a great one though where he's in the water with a cigarette, which is
I'm
really
looking
great.
at it right now. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he's
living his best life. I would like to see Wario doing all of the same
oh,
things.
Wario should smoke cigarettes. Let's
Oh.
That
hear-
would be
let's-
a bold move.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring it back.
We are so moralist about this in
Yeah.
the Disney universe, but I don't know if Universal has weighed in.
No.
It's
No.
time.
Look, he's not in the land yet that I saw. Not prominently. Maybe there's Easter eggs.
My
or
man is
something.
not in the land. And
My
that is one of my
man-
my gripes.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's my
right.
guy, Wario.
but if you introduce him in the land with a pack of what you could call them like Koopa blues, like Camel blues,
right,
of
the
cigarettes.
yeah.
And then sell them. And then sell cigarettes.
and then sell
sell
cigarettes.
cigarettes. Look, sell cigarettes. Okay, you're trying to get one up on Nintendo.
And we know. Look, it's
So-
all about we're trying to feed people into these
Yeah.
power bands
Yeah.
and
You
whatever.
You don't even have to
It's
check
all about-
IDs. You punch the ID info into this power band.
And then you've
Yeah.
got, and then all your coins go straight to cigarettes. Like,
That's right.
Yep.
The picture's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that, but that's cool.
Standing out on a sandbar, smoking in Parliament.
Mhm. They I've complained before on the show about the Krusty the Clown toy that
Mhm.
Disney pulled the cigarette from him.
This one I think is an actual 5-timer. I think you are.
I think I did the
approaching-
5 times in like 2 weeks of
Yeah,
worth
there
of
was an
episodes.
intense run
Yeah.
where cigarettes.
But it's been I haven't said it in 3 months. I
we've
think.
had a break. Yes.
It's been a nice break. But what I'll say this is that Viacom let my Ninja Turtle Ace Duck have a big cigar, which is
Okay.
great. So
Uh-huh.
but I don't know who was asleep at the wheel there, because you would think that any
the
sort
crack
of
team at Viacom is very aware of everything going on in its busy empire.
there's not a cigarette lawyer at Viacom. I think that's what we've learned here, is that there's a
I'm not
Disney
sure.
watchdog cigarette lawyer,
Mhm,
and there's not at Viacom.
Oh,
I'm not sure if Viacom has like presidents for all their networks. I think that there might be a lot of holes empire
That's
wide.
possible. Sumner Redstone was in charge of it, I think, but he passed away. So
I'm in charge of looking for cigarettes and saying, put more in. Why doesn't the Paw Patrol smoke cigarettes?
put them in diapers too.
I asked that he would not know the name of the Paw Patrol. Why
No.
don't dumb dogs
Why
smoke
don't
cigarettes?
stupid dogs?
Sir, for the last time, the show is not called Dumb Dogs. It should be. Call it that. Call it Dumb Smoking Dogs and make them cough.
Oh, Sumner.
There's a new book that showed up at my. I've never have I faster ordered a book from the writer of the book Disney War.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yep, we're hitting Viacom. We're hitting Sumner. Maybe we all got to read it. Maybe we got to do.
Okay, sure.
Let's do the
Great.
full Sumner dive.
We have to do a full,
The first chapter is this is where I knew I was going to click buy. But then I saw the first chapter is about the Electric Barbarellas, the
Bro.
band that he made a reality show of
Wow.
with his girlfriend in it.
Number 1? That's the first
That's where they
chapter?
we start with
Whoa.
Electric Barbarellas. His,
Oh, we
his
gotta do it.
forced reality show that no MTV
gotta
executive wanted
do
to
it.
put on.
Is there any sort of loose theme park framing for the Patreon episode of this, or no?
I don't look. I
Doesn't- who cares? Who gives a
I think
shit?
it is key that we've developed the guy.
Oh, yeah.
overlay.
Good, great.
And we know he dealt with Discovery Zones in his lifetime. There
Right.
may if I see the word theme park, if I see the word park in it, it turns out to be that he parked his car somewhere and made somebody rub his toes. That counts. Park is enough. We're doing an episode. We're doing Sumner.
All right.
Okay, so it's a heck of a wow when
It's
you
a-
go
it's-
in.
yeah, awesome.
Aesthetically, we were saying how, and I think we knew the vibe of it already. I had not spoiled, what the Mario Kart ride was or anything, but I'd seen just pictures of the vibe from Japan, and like you were saying, Mike, in an episode a little while back, there's no way to screw up the aesthetic. I mean, there's a way, but they did not. It is a great combining. It's like the average of Mario's.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is neither one game nor another more than the other.
Right.
It's just like perfectly well. That is pretty classic Mario, what they figured out.
Yeah, I mean, and then Galaxy's Edge was sort of trying to do that, but obviously the iconography of a Mario game is so much more, I don't know, vibrant and bright and not specific, but yeah, it's so much easier to sort of do a combination of whatever 30 plus years of Mario and put it into something that looks right. No matter what your era of Mario is, it looks right.
Right.
Very consistent, kind of a protected, guarded intellectual property, I feel like.
After that movie in the 90s, yes.
Yeah.
That was the word. It was like they sort of let a lot of different, people try their hand at making Nintendo properties, and then the movie showed up, and then Nintendo was like, "Whoa!" And that's why it's taken this long to have another Mario movie.
Jeez.
Is that
Wow.
I think they got very
is wild.
protective. Yeah, because it's such a no-brainer, such a popular character. You would have thought that they would have gotten to it at least before Sonic did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that movie delayed our proper Mario movie by decades.
And it got it out of our childhoods. This one that's
Right.
coming out might be fine, but it's
But
not
it's
in our
not-
childhood where we would have loved it no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And because it's not coming out in our childhood, we will probably be judging it no
Uh-huh.
matter what.
Oh, I saw the first Mario movie opening weekend for sure with my dad and brother, and liked it okay.
did too, yeah.
Wasn't quite sure why everything looked like RoboCop, but they eventually put the overalls and the colored shirts on and did a little jumping at the end.
I
Right,
didn't.
like close enough. They got to it. Barely.
I would not have said I didn't like it when I saw the movie, but I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I made me uncomfortable the whole movie. I just did. Did you see it in the theater at the time?
It is the first movie I ever saw twice in a
Oh
theater.
wow!
Wow.
I really liked the Mario. That's the weird
Wow.
thing. And now I recognize that it's
Yeah,
insane, and it doesn't hold up if you'd believe it.
I
But-
have it. I bought it for $3 like 6 months ago.
I have not revisited it. Truly, have not given it much thought over the years.
It's so yeah. So
Do you know how? Are you guys aware of the way that, and Jason specifically, are you aware that the Super Mario live action movie destroys the Twin Towers in a way that is remarkably
Oh.
similar to 9/11?
Wow.
There is a frame of that. I meant to look it up. Maybe it's probably good to not have it on
Yeah,
hand.
don't.
Don't look that one up,
no,
Jordan.
don't.
But there's
And that's not a saying do it either.
Do
Don't.
not pull
That's-
this up. No, it's insane. It's like at some point you come back to the real world and there's been havoc wreaked by whatever's going on in the Mushroom Kingdom, and the havoc includes that the Twin Towers are on fire.
Those
my.
This
were
is in the Mario Brothers movie.
very much like a landmark, like the Eiffel Tower, of like, oh, aliens have attacked, a big monster has attacked. Like that was a.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, we're either gonna blow up the Statue of Liberty or blow up the skyscraper, like Empire State Building or World Trade Center.
It's kind of incredible that Independence Day was not it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they did. I said I've complained about this before. They blow Chicago up off camera. So as a kid living right near Chicago, it was like, oh, we're gonna get to Chicago. We're gonna see Chicago destroyed.
You assume that the pace of the movie was going to be like, and now the next three. What are the next three biggest
Look,
cities?
I
And
hadn't
the
read
next
Save the
three.
Cat yet, okay? I didn't know the 3-act structure. I didn't know how to keep the movie going. I didn't know that we needed to see more emotional arcs. So, yes, I thought maybe there's another hour of city destruction.
Uh-oh, they're at the St. Louis Arch.
I didn't know. Yeah, I thought maybe this is what's going to happen for the next hour and a half. And I was fine with it.
I'm curious if anyone else was jealous that your city was not represented in the Independence Day.
The
Destruction.
rule I always remember is if you think it, there's at least 1 to 50 people that also had the same thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of just how sometimes when I'm having weird thoughts, intrusive thoughts, I go, you know what? There's other people thinking the same thing. And it makes me feel better. So I believe that this applies to somebody who watched Independence Day in Chicago when they were my age.
and were jealous, would have been scared to see
Very
the city
scared.
get destroyed,
Oh,
but
don't get me
also
wrong.
wish they could have experienced that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And probably there's been another podcaster who has hidden the logo of their Peep Pepsi in order to keep the episode on track.
Okay, wait a minute. That's not a thought. That's an action.
Oh, look at that can.
It doesn't
Look at it in
count.
the can.
I don't think that.
Oh, we're
I don't
looking at
think that
Peeps
counts.
Pepsi
I didn't have
right
that.
now.
Great. I have more. It was a bottle. Now, actions different than thoughts.
So what are you arguing?
I don't
that,
know.
That you can't.
I'm an original.
Some of
when
my
it comes-
actions are just me.
So I'm very unique when it comes to hiding the Peeps branded Pepsi on a Zoom about Dick Tracy's, Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy special to keep the rights.
I'm confused why you wanted to have company in being jealous of Chicago not being blown up, but you want to be alone in hiding Peeps Pepsi. You're very forceful about
Yeah.
no.
That was
Nobody's
mine.
ever done it.
No one's ever
and
done
if anybody ever does it, I
I'm
guess
the
you gotta
innovator
have,
there.
you gotta have things that are yours.
Yeah, you got to do. Yes, you do have to have things that are yours. Look, sometimes life's a contradiction as well. You got to remember that. That makes me feel better as well.
I'll be the first to cover up this coconut LaCroix so that it just says nut.
Oh,
And then you're
okay.
thinking, what is this? He drinking peanut soda?
LaCroix.
Is this guy crazy?
walnut
Pine
LaCroix.
nut soda, walnut. You're thinking I'm weird for drinking Peeps Pepsi, and while you're drinking walnut LaCroix.
Jason, would you drink a nut water?
What kind, I guess.
A peanut water,
Oh, maybe.
walnut water,
Sure, yeah.
cashew water.
I don't know why I asked what kind. I like all nuts.
Well,
I
don't
like
know
all
why-
nuts too, but I don't think a water based on nut flavor is necessarily going to be. Maybe there is such a thing though.
The peanut obviously makes the most sense just because it's like a flavor universally loved and put into many different types of food. So, but I don't know. I'll try it. Give me a walnut water.
But they might have it. Look, Forever Dog has kind of odd flavors, I will say. So
Yeah.
it could be in there right now.
Sure.
We'll check on the way. We'll start recording again if we find walnut LaCroix for real. Anyway, back to Super Nintendo. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
look, crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
Jason.
no, he had Jack. Mike,
Right.
Mike,
Jack and some Peepsy.
when we do Zoom episodes, Mike is for sure shirtless, like that,
Yeah.
slamming the Pepsi Peeps.
Oh yeah, that's right.
hovering in water. You got your waterproof setup with a bag over it.
That's right. So you're in Super Nintendo land,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "Wow, this is great. Is there a place to chill out?" Answer is no.
The answer is no. No, it
There's
is not
absolutely not.
It is not a particularly chill place, and this presented some challenges just given the state of mind my wife and I have been in. It was a nice day out. It was a nice escape from what's been going on at home, which is potty training.
Yeah.
It's been fine. It's had its ups and downs. Oh, it's had some downs, but basically what it's meant is we're at home more often because you can't go out
Right.
as much, and being at home more often there's less to do. So there's a lot of claptrappy shows on. That guy just complained about the show Leo the Truck. Leo the Truck is something I cannot wait to get this kid off of Leo the
Your
Truck.
child loves Leo the Truck.
Yeah. Leo the Truck. He can demand these things, Lifty and Scoop. This song. Dear God, I think it's if I'm inarticulate in episodes ever, it's because Leo the Truck is rotting my brain.
Do you think a Leo the Truck land could be good though? In a
No.
theme park? No, really.
Wow.
Maybe that's just the state of. Maybe
Okay,
I will
all
get.
right.
Maybe I'll get a more open frame of mind on Leo the Truck
All right.
when
Well,
potty training is done.
With
but
a take like that, we'll see if the Leo the Truck people invite us to anything going forward.
if there were Leo people, I might be concerned about that. Anyway, it's been just a lot of like claptrappy shows on, and we're like, oh my God, we're out. We get to do something else out, and then we get into this land, which is very packed.
Yeah.
And a big thing of the land is that, as it should be, there's coin boxes. There's the coin boxes, and if you have the band, you can light up the coins and play games with them and collect coins. But boy, after the week it had been, especially for Aaron, just like, all right, now let's go have some fun. Ding, 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 ding. It was so bonkers. I mean, there was a Vegas thing about it.
Yes.
In general, in terms of like so much
Yes.
stimulus packed into a small place. which is cool.
Yes.
I might say, can we turn the volume down on the coins? Does it have to? Because you're everywhere trying to okay, so do we have time to make the restaurant reservations at 12:40? Ding, 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 ding. I think, can we just make it for the people who are collecting the coins? Because they're the ones who are excited. I don't mean to say I'm not excited for them. They should have all the coins they want.
Yeah.
I just don't need to be in on the coin gathering process.
I gotta say, I'm not excited for them. I was loving it for a second. I was like, oh, the music, the coin, that's such a soothing sound. And then after you hear it dozens of times in the span of 5 minutes, when you're like, oh, look, there's a little ledge. There's a little ledge on that thing we can sit on.
Mm-hmm. I found something. I found an area
a ledge
to be seated.
Collect ourselves and figure out where we're going. And it's very quickly you're like, where we're going is anywhere else,
Ding,
anywhere.
Ding. And the way these pass holder previews have been, and I think it will be this way for a little bit. It's kind of Galaxy's Edge-esque in that you'll have your window of time. It was only 2 hours that you could experience all of the things, and then you can't get into the ride or the restaurant or the experiences with your given wristband once the 2 hours is done. But I would say that 2 hours was plenty. This might be a place to come and go in the future when it's possible.
Right, especially when it's crowded. I will say this. When I was alone, and we'll get to why I was alone in a little bit, but when I was alone, I remembered that there's a company I just mentioned, Super 7. They have some toys that have just come out that are Ninja Turtle toys that glow in the dark. These are hard to get because you had to pre-order them, and I decided I don't think I really want them. They came out. I got FOMO, as they say, fear of missing out. I got jealous, and I go, you know what? I'm going to be in San Diego soon. I'm going to call the store, the Super 7 store in San Diego. The guy tells me, you know what? Call on Saturday, and we can pre-order them. And I go, okay, great. I forgot to do this. I did this in Super Nintendo Land.
Oh.
I call on the phone. I explain what's going on.
You did personal business.
I did personal business.
In the loudest land.
And I was going all over trying to find a place that was quiet. I was unsuccessful. I thought I kind of got in a little nook real quick, that was sort of a quieter. I explained, oh yeah, I'm the guy, maybe he was the same person I talked to via Instagram. He goes, oh yeah, 1 second. And then there was a couple of beats, and he goes, hey, you playing Mario, bro?
Is your console breaking? What is going on back there?
And I go, I'm actually inside Mario right now. I'm inside the game. I'm in the Universal Studios. And he goes, oh, it's kind of loud. And I was trying to cover because I was very aware of how loud it was. Cover the phone. Now that's not necessarily the land's fault, but that's just to give you that's to illustrate the point of this is a very loud
land. And you
land.
Cannot have the guy who you're calling to pre-order your glow-in-the-dark Ninja Turtles know that you are in Super Nintendo world.
Well, I tried to prevent it, but ultimately, look, this guy's working at a Super 7 store. It's one of the people I'd be the least self-conscious about explaining where I am on a Saturday.
Why did it have to happen in that moment?
Because he said call around noon. And I was worried that somebody would buy them all. That's part of FOMO. That's part of the FOMO. I don't know how many they have in store. This is part of being a toy collector. This is the neuroses of being a toy collector.
So when he said noon, and you've had noon as your scheduled date
later. It took me hour. I forgot and I called later.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah.
You forgot. So then you're
forgot.
extra
yes.
I am going to, this is every toy will be.
Right.
And he's going to say these toys will never be remade again.
Right.
You lost your chance. Then a prison gate would have slammed on the phone.
That's right. That's what happens to these toys. You never
is
know.
This what we're looking at?
Oh, well,
I
I have that, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Turtle Brothers themselves. Yeah.
What was that?
That was Mutagen Man. That was a glow-in-the-dark Mutagen Man.
Okay.
Which you can get on a pretty good discount right now. It's a Super 7 toy, but you can get that for $25. It's great. It's fun.
Well, do it, but after everybody hears this, they're all going to be gone.
Well, there's going to be a run on the Mutagen Man, I know, pretty soon.
Okay, so it's guys, it's not a place to do business.
Not a place to do business.
It's a place to collect coins, but not a place to make business calls and collect real world coins.
Collect coins. You will not be able to collect yourself. It's a lot, and especially the more crowded, and the fact that these power bands aren't the most accurate. For every time you slam the thing or gently tap the thing. I shouldn't say slam. Obviously, it wouldn't be accurate if I was slamming into it. But you're trying to do the Mario like punch up.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it 3 times, you'll hit it. It'll register once.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think it's funny that you did like a tisk tisk, like a scold gesture while holding a bright orange band with a flower on it.
Sometimes, oh yeah, it's a daisy
I don't
brand.
know.
It's
Not
a daisy
so
brand.
good. Not so good.
And so yeah, I also. Did you guys get one of these?
We
you
did
buy?
not do the bands, and
Okay.
this is a whole here. Let me put some stuff inbounds and not inbounds.
Sure.
If you're wondering if this pace that we're going, I noticed that they are not barreling to the Mario Kart ride. Mario Kart, its own episode. We will be doing that as its
Yes.
own thing. The 3 of us are going back to the land in the near future. And when we do that, we might collect some other things we can talk about at that time.
Right.
But so, yeah, Mike and I are not prepared to talk about bands.
But you
That
talk
makes
about- you-
Jason the band expert for the time being. He has his
Yeah.
band with him now.
We got one band when we were checking in.
You were sharing a band.
We were sharing a band,
Band share.
passing
Daisy-
it back and
well,
forth.
let me ask
It's
the-
Daisy.
Yeah, let me ask the. Did you pick it or did Jane? Pick
Jane
It?
picked it.
Is she a Daisy fan or did she like the colors?
She liked the colors, and she
Okay.
double checked the character, and she's like, "Oh, I like her vibe. I like her thing." So,
I like Daisy.
these are, when Disney rolled out the Magic Bands, they went to great pains of like, "Oh, we spent a lot of money testing these and designing these and stuff." Little less money spent on this because it's like a snap bracelet with a very heavy middle, and it has a tendency as you're like, throwing your arms around and stuff, it tends to like curve like this.
Can I see it?
Yeah, and it doesn't really stay on.
For a second there, I swear you went into your Andy Rooney impression just for like a half.
That was
second.
what I
Did you
thought
hear
when he
it?
was
Yes.
wagging it. That I completely
It's
thought
like
it
a
was.
snap bracelet.
I
This is
mean,
our Andy Rooney.
at $40 a head, $40 a band for
know,
like
Is it 40? I thought it was less than that.
is
Is it?
It was 40. Yeah.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
I will say this.
No
I,
annual pass holder discounts. Discounts
for
on the food,
anything.
not on the band.
Oh, there is on
the
the food.
food.
Yeah.
I will say I do like because the Disney World Magic Bands are not snap bracelet like with a magnet. They're more right. Am I wrong? Or maybe the new
It's
ones
more
are.
like a watch band.
I do like that. I do like this in general. It's kind of fun to wear, but it's maybe it curls up a little bit too much. Oh, it's got a little eyes too.
Yeah,
like
it's
those
got
little
little eyes. Like
Uh.
it's cute. It's just not the most
Lion
practical.
eyes.
I mean, as an add-on, it does. You can use it as an amiibo, which I only
you can?
partially understand. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's
it gives
fun.
you.
What does that mean?
Amiibos are like those little toys that sort of can unlock certain things for different games. I actually don't have one, although I was thinking about getting this for the new Zelda game that comes out in May. But they can unlock certain things in the game, but they're fun little collectible things.
Listener, you're gonna want to be watching this on YouTube to watch me.
Oh my gosh,
punch in and going up and down.
Jason, were you
I,
and
you know what, I
Jane-
like it. I like that. There's a little bit of like
Weight to it?
weight to
Yeah.
a little heft.
Jason, were you and Jane wearing it together over two wrists?
No. We were
like
passing it back
escaped
and forth.
prisoners, but,
Yeah.
but in a cute way.
Yeah.
Escaped Shane gang members.
Look, folks, that's just what a relationship is. Sometimes you're just escaped prisoners sharing a power-up band.
Daisy
you know?
Going on
Power-Up
into
Band.
this.
Sharing the
Bunch
Daisy
of
power-up
hijinks.
band. So but I saw that on the Ordinary Adventures videos about this too. Like Peter was, testing it out and went flying off his wrists.
Oh wow! So it could hit someone in the head.
Yeah, there's like vinyl, kind of like a watch band. So they were like, oh, you can buy these vinyl bands on Amazon, and that'll keep it more securely on your wrists.
You,
Interesting.
so you have to buy helper bands.
Yeah, you have to buy aftermarket
But they're not
parts.
third party.
Third party,
So
yeah.
it's not official Universal. I'm interested. This sets it up an interesting thing where I'm going to get the band. I'm going to get a band and I'm going to try. and
Yeah.
See how I find.
Yeah, we'll do a band
used.
next time.
So we'll check in on the Mario Kart
Okay.
episode. We will check in with the bands.
Well, I'll keep my thoughts to myself until
you
that
could,
episode.
You could
Say
share.
band
well,
stuff.
all
Yeah,
right, I'll
sound
say a
out.
little band stuff.
'Cause people are going to want to hear it.
I mean, there's a leaderboard. You can kind of check in on your points and stuff in a few spots. There's a lot of M's symbols throughout the land that you can tap stuff and get. I think you get coins, you get power ups, you get stamps.
What is the reward ultimately of coins?
Just graphics in the app. This is all within
Oh,
the
boy.
Super Nintendo tab on the Universal Hollywood app. Jane could not get it to correctly scan on the Mario Kart wheel, so we'll have to see if we can.
Oh, it does something
next
on
time
the
we
wheel
go.
in the ride.
Because it adds up your coins on that as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right. You
We'll
get
hopefully
coins
get that
on the
working for
ride.
next
Yeah.
episode.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
a lot of it is for like playing what I have seen called mini games. Basically tap games. You have to get like 3 certain coins to do the Bowser Jr. kind of mini game. And
I hate to I believe it is keys.
oh, it's keys. Sorry, it's
yes.
but they look like coins.
They're keys
They're
that look
keys
like
that
coins.
look like coins, and there's coins are different.
Coins that look like keys?
Coins are different than keys.
Coins are different than keys.
Yeah. So we did not do that. We were wandering in and out of rooms, like where you could tap stuff and
Yeah,
make the.
we went in
8
those
bits.
rooms. We saw
Yeah.
some of those rooms where
You
could
can hit the
tap.
POW blocks. That was fun.
Yeah, all this stuff. Again, children would be going crazy for all
Children
this.
would be
Yes.
going crazy, but you could kind of tell people are getting a little tired, a little overwhelmed with all the crowds and everyone trying to like slap the wall and slap the bricks.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is a. I'm trying to think. There's like, if all the kids in there are completely stimulated to go nuts and hit all the blocks, in addition to the noise, in addition to the no ability to sit down, it's like a recipe for just getting tired.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe that for the parents and the adults, maybe the crampness in the crowds, maybe that is why there is no alcohol for sale in the land.
Mhm.
No alcohol, but we saw people bring beers from Jurassic Park or whatever that park
Oh
is.
yeah,
Where
you can
New
bring a
Bar.
Mai Tai or like a Tall Boy White Claw.
So
or
that's maybe
whatever,
already
you
a
know?
hack. Maybe we already have an early podcast to ride hack if for mom and dad.
You can bring alcohol that is of a different IP.
Right.
You can bring Jurassic World alcohol
Right.
into. You can
Yeah.
mix IP.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes there are blue moons in Mario World, various Mario worlds, and you can also carry a blue moon into
That's
this
right.
world. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Mhm. But I do feel disappointed by the lack of Mario alcohol, certainly, especially because generally aesthetically you were like, boy, I could use a drink. I never before have I needed a
Well,
drink so badly.
I mean, we can blue sky what we would want here, which I think is a fun exercise. I mean, are you thinking? Obviously, there's gonna have to be a nonsense cocktail mixed drink.
yeah, I know that's what you're going
Called
for.
the Rainbow
You
Road.
want oh, that's great.
Yeah.
yeah.
There has to be one where they put literally every different food coloring
Oh, why are they
Oh,
not-
just
in one.
like
doing
Mickey's
this.
Fun
Like the
Wheel,
Mickey's
you
Fun
just
Wheel,
layer
right.
it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
But you know what? Not enough colors. I want more colors in the fun wheel.
Fair enough.
Double the colors from the fun wheel, which already has like 5 colors.
wow, this is gonna take forever to
Yes,
This is gonna be the
drink
most
costs
laborious.
$35.
make. Just for labor they have to.
Yeah.
It takes 15 minutes to make it. I think a guaranteed hit drink is like the potion, like from Mario
Yes.
2, the potion
Yeah.
that makes a door appear. I
Right.
think then you go into that like inverse world.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be great? Just
That's
like a
great.
big test tube, and then that's a collectible, and that's some bright red or
And
it's
you
something
could-
like cherry forward, you know?
And you can get with your drink, you can get a pickled egg like Birdo's egg from Mario 2 as well. So
it
they
should be
sell
like a
pickled
dive
Birdo.
bar where you have to reach into
Yeah, to
like,
get
the
one of Birdo's
thing
pickled
and get a
eggs.
pickled egg.
And Birdo's looking like,
Yeah,
wah.
Birdo is
Wow.
behind the bar.
Whoa. Birdo's bar. Oh my
Birdo's
God.
bar.
Bar Birdo.
Bar Birdo is good,
Yes.
maybe
Oh.
better.
I think my frustration is no Birdo.
Yeah, because
I
you're a
like
big Mario
Birdo.
2 guy. Is that your favorite from the old ones? You think?
I don't know if I don't think I would say big, but I was thinking before this how like I was walking around like how is there not more? Well, I know why there's not more Mario 2. It's like it doesn't fit. But you know what it's kind of equivalent to is Temple of Doom. Like it's
Oh,
the
sure.
middle one. Well, not the middle one anymore, but the middle one that
Yeah,
counts.
yeah.
And then it's like a little bit off from the ones
Yes.
surrounding it, which are more of a piece and more classic.
Yeah.
But then the weird one is sort of great for being weird. You know?
Yes, I think that's a good description.
It's
I
like
love
frogs and lack of Bowsers and turnips. I think
Yeah.
mainly what there
Turnips,
should be They should be engineering freakishly big turnips.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Saying they're for eating, not for throwing, because
Mo-
you could break a kid's nose throwing a giant turnip.
Don't throw the turnips. Yeah, Mario 2's great. I guess 3 was probably my favorite, but I never had 2, and I was obsessed with 2, Mario 2.
That might be
'cause you
part of
could
it. I
play
think I
as
didn't have
Toad.
it growing up, so then like later I got
Yeah.
to find it.
Right.
Rediscovered it like an old record.
Of course.
I played 2 and 2 a lot. I don't think it was till I was older that I knew about the. It was
Doki
based on
Doki
Doki
Panic?
Doki Panic. You know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But I like that it was a little different.
Yeah.
You know.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. Drink wise, Jason, what do you think? What would you want of an alcoholic beverage in there? Like Wario would have like some sort of beer. I feel like
Something a little like robust, a little
Yeah.
challenging, high, like kind of
stout,
dark
maybe.
and thick. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would Waluigi have like a skinny purple like highball kind of thing?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe with some dry ice
Oh, I
or
like that.
something.
That's good.
Smoky coming
yes,
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you could drink, if like Luigi's Mansion was the
Oh, yeah.
was the bar, like because it's scary, so kids are a little scared. So that's where
Yeah.
that's adults only.
Yeah, keep them away.
If you
Mhm.
could order like a some sort of like, I don't know if it's more medicinal or like a Long Island iced tea, but something called Dr. Mario.
Yes.
Like
Well, then you do like what Scott's idea for the Mr. DNA that I'm obsessed with. You put a little pill as like a kind of sugar version of one of those
like
Dr.
a
Mario
simple
pill.
syrup capsule or something.
Something like that,
I
yeah.
went somewhere in Tokyo that did this, that had a Dr.
Oh.
Mario drink that was like a pill that dissolved. I thought it was
Gross.
insane and bad,
Okay,
but
sure. Okay.
the idea neat.
The idea is good.
And a cool little 8-bit Mario kind of bars.
And you're a Dr. Mario guy. I know that.
Yes, that for a long time was the relaxation. Was,
Right.
Dr. Mario and
Uh-huh.
smooth jazz from the 70s and 80s. Game on mute, and smoother sounds instead.
I'm a big Dr.
Oh,
Mario
those,
fan
those,
too.
those are nice times.
Yeah. So we're talking a lot about food. Do you want to talk about the Toadstool
I
Cafe?
would love to talk about the Toadstool Cafe. This is where a lot of my observations are, given that Mario Kart will be its own thing. You went to Toadstool Cafe?
I did. Yeah.
Mhm.
We tried a bunch of stuff.
Yes, yeah, us too. Okay, so basically, if you have this 2-hour window, and I don't know if this will be applicable as a tip, but you have to be careful, I would say, with time management. I think that there is no way. I don't know how it's going to be when it's open to the public if you have to like grab these reservations, but it's a big convoluted. You
Yeah.
got to scan a code when you check in, and then it takes you to a very non-theme parky website where you have to rush check, grab a time, and then the time disappears, and you got to grab a less convenient time. And our time was in the dead center of the reservation, so it just became clear to me we cannot do the restaurant and the ride. You like, it's gonna be tough to do both of them. So, and you guys, you and Andrew were a little bit behind us, so I was like, kind of driving it a little. Like, I think we have to go right on this ride so we can make this reservation. That required us to do the single rider line, and this made sense to you. I think you even suggested it, but I felt when I said we're gonna do the single rider line, I felt a palpable disappointment that you were not going to be able to do the full line.
I mean, maybe initially, but since we were going back, I wasn't so upset.
Yes, sure. Yeah. We will have our chance. And the
But,
episode
yeah.
will not occur until
Right, because I would not allow it. If this were the first the episode about the ride and we didn't go in the full queue, come on.
Yeah. But
No.
what are we doing?
Sure.
Never.
What kind of
Please.
shabby organization
Please.
is this? Jason, did you wait in the line? Were you able to do that?
We walked on the ride.
Wow.
What? In the main and the regular?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
And I'll get more into it when we do. But after climbing the 4 flights of stairs, seemingly, and then a few flights down,
Are we supposed to be upset for you?
I have a lot of qualms about accessibility in this land.
Sure.
But do you know
Because-
there's not? Is there there could be the elevator? That just
I
isn't one
didn't
of them.
see any signs for it, or else I probably would have taken it. So, because I don't have like the worst ailments, but my knee has not been feeling great lately,
Sure,
and it
sure.
felt worse after the ride for sure.
After the queue or the ride? Just
the
to make
queue.
sure.
No, the
Okay.
ride was fine. The ride
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fine. Can't do a lot of damage when you're going 1 mile an hour.
That's a spicy takes.
So, we did the full queue, and it's really well done.
Sure.
It's like pretty beautifully done.
Sure.
I have played plenty of Mario Kart, but it was never like you were saying the attachments. I don't have the attachment to it that a lot of people do. I don't think we ever had a copy. I think we either borrowed copies or we played at friends' houses, and they would be like, "Who do you want to play as?" I was like, Mario, Luigi, who's available? Like, because other people,
Birdo?
people are fairly. Oh, I'd love to play as Is Birdo a playable
One of
ever-
character?
Birdo's eggs? Can
Did
I
they-
play as an egg?
Did they ever add Birdo? I
don't-
forget.
not
Maybe
that I've
she.
ever seen.
Maybe she is in there.
I think Birdo was a player on like weird Olympics games or Mario parties or something. I saw a screenshot where it did seem like you could play as Birdo in something, but
Yeah.
I don't think a cart.
Well, yeah. So no, I was. Well, we'll get to the Mario Kart stuff next episode. But yes, I was a huge Mario Kart.
So
guy.
you guys got on it and got in the cafe.
Yes, we
the
did.
skin
We
of
did.
We
your
did the
teeth.
ride twice
Okay.
Right.
via single rider, and here's a genuine tip: it's a very effective single rider. If you need it, if you've got a limited time, I might be going against the. I'm going against the do the queue
Well, it depends,
sensibility, but it's a very effective.
it depends.
single
Birdo is in Mario Kart Wii.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really? And I've played that. I didn't remember. And I
I
even.
think you unlock her.
Oh, okay. Maybe I
Yeah.
didn't drive good enough.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
too
Damn it.
sucked, so you didn't get Birdo
It's
to
all
play.
on me. I'm being
I wouldn't have unlocked Birdo either. It's hard enough unlocking all those Super Smash Brothers characters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, if it is a limited time window, be careful with it. But yeah, we had a food reservation smack dab in the middle. We did make it. It did all work out. But then it's this like, boy, is it this process? Like I say, you scan a code, you check in, then you get there and you wait in an outdoor line, and you get checked again, you wait in an indoor line, and then a different indoor line with a counter, and then a line before you can get seated. There's a lot going on at the Toadstool Cafe.
Yeah. So Universal doesn't have any of the infrastructure to do like. Well, they have some mobile. I don't even know. Do they have any mobile orders? They don't have the like Disney now. Even though a lot of it's annoying, they do have infrastructure in the app like to get reservations, and you know how to do it.
Mhm.
It feels like this is a lot like even uncharted water for Universal, as far as like how to manage a restaurant that's going to be pretty popular.
Oh, that's guaranteed to come out of the gate.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah, yeah.
other than the Harry Potter stuff, that's a first. I don't even think like Moe's had that demand. We were there pretty
No.
early in Moe's life, and I don't think there was maybe a line to get in, but it wasn't like, oh my god, we need reservations to get in Moe's or something.
Yeah, and this is wild. They aren't doing a bad job or anything. It's just you're just like, I'm sorry. This is what needs to be done in order to get the cute Instagram food that will, as soon as you see some photos, even like the dressed nice photos of it, you were like, this is food for children. This was not going to be good food. Let's be no,
It's
great.
not a high. Yeah, it's a quick it's good quick service food.
Mhm. Are
it's
we gonna
not-
are we gonna find disagreement from Jason on this?
Good question. Good question.
No, I felt really bad a few hours
Yep,
after
okay,
eating this
all right,
food.
yep,
I felt kind of bad as I was sitting there digesting the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of like this, some of this stuff is like the mirror opposite of Avengers Campus, where Avengers Camp is not the most stunning visual thing to stand in the middle of, but I kind of like seeing my friend Spider-Man on the ride. I like seeing him flip in the air, and I like all the food I've tried at Pim's Kitchen.
Yeah.
If we're going to the Toadstool Cafe, I think the best thing, you gotta try the soda. You gotta try the beverage.
And
is
you
my
mean
recommendation.
their specifics? Or are you just talking about? Is that you saying that the only thing you're gonna like there is Sprite?
I'm saying the Superstar Lemon Squash, the exclusive
Oh,
drink.
you had that.
I
one.
I had
Okay.
that. Was good.
None of us
I
did
mean,
that. Okay.
No,
okay.
I'll
try to do
that
Boba
next time.
drink.
We tried the. I had the spaghetti and meatballs. We shared the garlic knots.
Okay.
Jane got the salad with a bunch of fruit in it,
Mhm.
and then we got the Princess Peach cupcake and the question mark block tiramisu.
Okay, yeah. I think we covered a lot of the same things. Do people do anything different? Oh, well, you know what? I'm standing in this line, and it's a real quandary. I'm like, what do I want to have? What is not going to kill me here in the middle of the day? Just nothing. Do I really want a bunch of spaghetti, theme park spaghetti right now? And then the determination I made was to go on a little adventure, which is the Mario Mini Burger Adventure Set. Like, wait a minute, the other items do not involve an adventure. This looks like the ultimate adventure. Cheeseburger, truffle french fries, corn on the cob, not just sitting on the plate, boring, standing upright, surrounded by
cute.
hills of broccoli.
Cute.
And a yellow box with a coin cookie and a little Mario up on the top of it. This is all a delight. I was so my whole mood changed as soon as I realized this was the move, was to have the children's hamburger.
Yes.
And it was kind of delightful when it showed up. Look, I can't say that this food was anyone enthusiastic about anything they ate.
What did you have?
I had the Mario, what was it called? Mario Burger, which
It's just a burger with bacon, mushroom, and cheese. Oh, there he is.
Yes, yeah. Well, and more on this later. There's context to this photo. We'll talk about the food, and then we'll talk about the experience.
The Mario Burger, I thought was fine. I mean, it was fine. I think it was not as bad as like a Tomorrowland cheeseburger.
Yes.
That's like my baseline for like bad theme park food is like that. What Tomorrowland what do they call that place?
Yeah.
Like there's like a bad chicken sandwich there, and I know you like the Sunny Eclipse restaurant for some reason. I think
that's a satisfying burger. I mean, the toppings bar is part of the
You
fun.
think that burger's
why.
better than probably a burger
when
at
you load
Nintendo
it
Land?
up with like caramelized onions and mushrooms and stuff.
You're crazy.
That also they just have like standard chicken tenders.
I think
and
that
that's pretty.
I think
good.
that place, and maybe it's changed in the last couple of years. I think that place and the one in Disneyland, Tomorrowland wise, that's the worst quick service food in the park.
Yeah, the Tomorrowland. What is that window called? Is Tomorrowland
Terrace? I mean, the terrace
yeah.
are right there.
It's pretty brutal. My expectations for theme park burger and chicken sandwich, grilled chicken sandwich especially, are rock bottom, real low.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's why I was like, oh, I'll get spaghetti and meatballs, and it was all right for like theme park spaghetti and meatballs. A little spicy, the sauce. Meatballs are pretty like firm, like kind of stick
Firm.
together. Like they're not real flaky. You know, sometimes you get a
Some of it falls
meatball and they
apart,
kind of
you're
fall
saying.
apart. Yeah.
Right.
So I was eating this, and I got about halfway through, and I'm like, "That's enough. Like that's enough
wow.
of that."
You
Because
didn't
I was
clear
just,
your plate?
Well, no, I didn't know. Well, first off, 3 meatballs is too many meatballs to eat on your own.
Wait, are you a 3 meatball? You 3 meatballs too much for a plate of spaghetti?
For a plate of spaghetti, I think that's a 2 meatball thing. The size of these were pretty substantial.
They're not that big though.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, you shrunk your hand.
Well, like I think 4, like 2 meatballs,
shivered when
2 meatballs on a plate of spaghetti, 4 meatballs in a sandwich.
I'll tell you what my spaghetti philosophy is.
What's that?
It has to have 3 meatballs. I don't even care about the size, but if it doesn't feel like I got enough meatballs, I'm disappointed.
This point is moot because I'm more of a spaghetti and sausage kind of guy.
So now we get to the heart.
Oh
of what
yeah,
the
now we
problem
get to the
is.
heart. Yeah, that's fine.
You wanted sausage,
and the
not.
base on sausage is 7 sausages. You want 7 sausages sticking out of the
I
whole
mean,
plate.
it could be any. You know, you never know. Is it going to be a full link? Is it going to be sliced up? Is it going
Yeah.
to be just,
Scott,
quarter links?
Scott, how many meatballs do you like on a spaghetti and meatballs?
I mean, more sounds better to me.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I guess 2, but
gotta
I think
see
you're right.
these.
These did not seem like baseball size. So
Well, I mean, I believe Jace what he's saying. They're bigger. They're bigger balls.
They're
but
bigger than you think. And like I said, we were eating the garlic knots, which weren't great.
Yeah, I see. I see that those are big. I'm looking at a picture right now. There are bigger balls for sure, but I need 3 of those.
I think so.
For sure, I
Okay.
need 3 of those. Just 'cause, I mean, if you're getting it, because I want to make sure I have a little too much meatball. Like I want a good even distribution with the pasta and the meatball. So 3 will give me a little. Like I want a little too much meatball. So I for sure am able to get it because the worst thing in the world is running out of meatballs when you're trying to finish your meal. You're trying to clean your plate.
That is the
I mean,
worst thing in the world.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's right.
That's fair. The sauce had mushrooms in it too, so it was like a mushroom marinara.
Everything
that
should
was
have
good.
mushrooms in it at this place.
But that's
But
heavier.
pretty much-
Wait, I'm seeing your point now. That's a heavier sauce potentially.
Yeah.
That is a little heavier.
Making
yeah.
maybe the,
yeah.
the
My
meatballs
burger
a
had
little-
mushrooms on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of mushroom going on. That didn't sound good to me. I like it as a theme. Supposedly there's soup. I thought this is something Andrew was talking about, and I'm like, you're crazy. There's not mushroom soup. That's the most Japanese. That must be from the Japan menu. But sure enough, I checked. Apologies to Andrew. I just
I
don't
gotta
think they
get
were
that.
serving it yet. They
I gotta
also
get
have
that.
basically they have this place is like several. It's quick service style food, but in a sit down environment.
Yes.
It's like all the
Yes.
types of restaurants at once.
Right.
So confusingly, the full menu seems to have like a like a short rib demi glaze, kind of like a Morix, like a $28 thing,
Right,
which they
right.
were not serving. But then I'm like, I mean, that sounds good. That's the kind of thing I get at places usually. But do I want that in a place with a bunch of pipes on the ceiling and a bunch of
that's
projections of toads
I mean,
running
look,
around?
the vibes are very good. The vibes in the cafe were really relaxing. We didn't know that all the crowds had shown up when we left until we left Toadstool Cafe.
It seemed like you have maybe had a more peaceful experience than we did.
Well, let me tell you, we got in the land like
'Cause you were
10:20,
early.
10:30. We were there early. There really wasn't a lot of people there. We walked on the ride, then we went right to the cafe. We had like 11 a.m. reservation. Probably 11:15, 11:20, probably the wrong time to be eating a plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, did you have like a banana before?
I think I just had like a granola bar or something before.
That's
So
that's a heavy lunch.
what?
That's a heavy early lunch.
Oh yeah, it's a heavy early lunch, but
yeah,
I
now
wanted
I'm
to see.
understanding. Sure, I'm not saying you were
Um,
wrong. I'm just saying like when in Rome, certainly. But now I'm getting the clearer picture of
Yeah.
yeah.
Jane was a little.
When in Rome, when in a Rome that has horrible Italian food
when in
instead.
when in fake Rome, Mario had to go to Rome. Oh, he went to Rome in one of those weird CD-ROMs, I think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
sounds
so.
right.
Jane had the Yoshi's favorite fruit and veggie salad. I think she said it was okay. It was really sweet. There were Yoshi eggs on it that were just basically unflavored croutons.
Like dried bread. Yeah, Sarah
Yeah.
had this too. That's like spotted like Yoshi eggs, but it's just like a hard bread you're cracking up.
The idea is you're eating unfertilized Yoshis in the salad.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're diminishing the Yoshi population by
Well,
eating this salad.
If they were unfertilized in the same way that you eat eggs from the store,
yeah, you don't
I
really think
guess.
about it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
it depends how a Yoshi fertilizes an egg. That's really what it is. We have to figure out how
Tongue.
inhumane or humane.
Tongue. That's what
So
the
one
tongue's
Yoshi
for.
deposits the egg, and then some other Yoshi comes and tongues it.
Whatever they reproduce with is on the.
Is on the
It's on
tongue.
the end
Yeah,
of the
the
tongue.
reproductive
Blah.
organs are in the tongue.
Mhm.
That might make sense.
Maybe they where they like fertilize bushes. Like it's a bird and it's a bird.
Sure.
And the bee, or a bee in a flower situation,
Mm-hmm.
and the eggs crack out of. No, they lay. Wait, they lay eggs, right?
Yoshis lay eggs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can launch them, right? Don't you like shoot them at people?
It depends what it is. It depends what game it is. Because like the first appearance of Yoshi is Mario World, and if you collected enough berries, is that right? Yeah, you would collect enough berries, and then Yoshi would like poop out an egg that was like a 1-up. I think.
Yes.
I
yeah.
think that's what it was. And then, but then you still find a Yoshi egg once in a while. If you killed your Yoshi, you would find a Yoshi egg somewhere and hatch it. But Yoshi would poop out eggs that would like a 1-up would come out of.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah. So when two Yoshis love each other very much, they make a.
You get
one-up.
you get a second chance at life.
Then they make life for you.
Yeah.
You get the life.
That's nice.
It seemed like an odd salad. It's all just sitting in I think like I might disagree with you, Jason, on like atmosphere and relax, because it was like later in the day, certainly, but this is like, I mean, it's a cafeteria. It's like
Oh,
it's a high
yeah.
school cafeteria that's immensely themed.
Yeah.
It
Well,
looks great and everything, but it was not.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it's weird, like the sit down dining of it, because I'm like, how fast? And also, that they are having to turn over people as fast as possible. What they are making the staff do, and everyone's doing a
Yeah,
fine
yeah,
job.
yeah.
But oh my god, you could feel the stress.
Again,
It's
we
so
were
crazy.
we were there at 11:15 in the morning, and
That's
so I was happy we didn't have to carry plates of, because you wait in a line that gets you to the line to order, and they give you all your drinks, and then you go over to someone who takes you to a table. So I was kind of happy they were going to bring the stuff to us,
Hmm.
but
Sure.
it was chill. It was more chill. Other than the weird.
We're standing in a big corral holding trays with drinks on them, and everybody just like, there's not a line anymore. How can I be the first to grab the
Yeah.
attention
The
of
line-
the table keeper?
To get to the host stand was getting a little messy and confusing for sure.
Yeah.
But then when we got seated, it was kind of, we were sort of in our own little back like corner.
Mhm.
Maybe it was not like fully going at full speed when we were there, and that's what I think we lucked out. We went to the first group on a weekday when it opened a little early. Everything.
Do
So
it as early, I think, is the listener tip for sure.
Yeah, get your spaghetti and meatballs if you can
Yeah.
before 10 a.m. That would be our tip. You're not going to hear that tip anywhere else.
Spaghetti and
Yeah.
meatballs.
And ask for an additional ball and see what they say.
see if you can add one on. Kind of a limited menu if you're there with a vegetarian. There's 2 salads and the garlic
Yeah.
knots.
Mhm.
A lot of the other places at Universal at this point will like replace the patty on a burger with the Beyond Burger, and I don't think they're there yet. And obviously the soups haven't shown up yet.
I'm excited for these soups. I'll be honest with you.
Someone there we said like, oh, is anything vegan? They're like, not yet, but hopefully in the future. I think we're getting tomato soup, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Ooh,
Southern
a bisque.
California summer, a big old bowl of tomato soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it mushroom and tomato or just straight tomato?
I think they're separate. Yeah, there's
The mushroom soup
The
is
mushroom one I think comes in like a toadstool. Comes in a
Right.
I
I love mushrooms.
Oh,
I
I
don't
do
know if
too.
I've talked about this on the show before. I'm a big mushroom guy.
Mhm.
Pizza, on burgers, anywhere they can
Absolutely.
put mushrooms, I love it.
Wow.
So there you go. That's something new you learned.
Yeah.
I don't think that's 5 timers.
Yeah.
Jeez. No, it is not. No, that's a first timer. So listeners, bring Mike some mushrooms.
Bring Mike's mushroom.
Hurl mushrooms at me if we ever do another live show.
Let me ask you. I think it's probably the most calories of the thing on the menu. But Shake Shack has that thing that's a mushroom stuffed with cheese.
Have I tried
breaded
it?
and deep fried.
Yes, I have tried
It's
it.
delicious, and you
It's
can also get
delicious,
it on
yes.
a burger if you're like really having a day.
Yes, you could because yes, that'll replace a burger. Basically, is a big mushroom that's deep fried. It's a big mushroom deep fried
Sounds
with cheese in it
intense.
as well.
It's really
God.
intense.
It is very intense. But if you're a madman, you also will put a beef patty on that. I've never done that. I've only ever done the.
I have done it. It was not a
Oh.
customization. It was on like it was an option on Postmates.
It's a
And-
customization, but it's not something off menu.
no, it's not off menu. Look, we
didn't-
all got through lockdown in our own way.
You didn't have to
know? We got-
call like Scott asked at the top of
No.
the show, which you didn't have to say it in person to somebody.
No.
It was a prompt
Yeah,
that you could
yeah.
click.
Fine, we're back. We're back in person, and we're back to shame.
That's right. Feeling
it's a
shame.
shame.
Oh yeah, you know me, always feeling shame.
Full of food shame.
Full of- yeah.
Can I say I was curious what we're not getting that Japan has
Oh, right, right, right.
food-wise. And the big thing is, I mean, there's differences between these menus. Actually, well, there's a few. In this restaurant, or in their equivalent, which is the Japanese name of Canopio, I think is his name there, and similar desserts. But I'm pretty jealous of here. It's a Princess Peach cupcake.
Right.
It's very rich and super pink and a couple types of frosting. But in Japan, you have Princess Peach's cake, which is a multi-layer cake. Looks pretty. It might be a multi-person dessert, which the other ones are not really, unless you're just sharing little bites. But like, there's raspberries on top, couple layers, bunch
Oh,
of
yeah, I've
stars
seen
up
that,
top,
yes.
and then there is a cracker note or a cookie note.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, some food stuff where Peach has written a note, and it says as follows: "Dear friends, I poured my heart into this cake for you. I hope you enjoy it. Yours truly, Peach." Intense.
I think
Yeah.
that
There's
might be
emotion in this.
in a game.
Oh,
I think that
I
might
poured
be.
my heart is a quote.
Well, the cake. I think that she makes the cake in one of the games.
Oh, geez. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so on top of that, it's a legendary cake. There
There
it
it
is.
is.
That's
Thank you, Drew.
beautiful.
I don't. There's not like enough. There's no emotional pleas in the desserts. I liked the Mount Beanpole cake, but nobody is telling me like I worked my fingers to the bone.
Yeah.
I am exhausted. I am physically worse for having made this cake for you. I hope you enjoy
Yeah.
it because I'll never enjoy anything again.
When can you get an American dessert that tugs at your heartstrings?
Boy, I don't know. You guys haven't had one?
Jason?
I mean, if they made like an up.
Now, not hypothetical.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, sorry, an actual one.
When was the last time a
Um,
dessert brought you to tears?
Oh, that's a great question.
Every trip to CVS. You
I-
got those $4 off.
Well, look, hey.
I've been eating candy again. I had been doing
yeah?
well with eating healthier, and now I've been eating goddamn candy.
Did you hit up the leftover Valentine's Day candy?
No,
today?
but there was
I
a
grabbed
there was a
one. I
movie
grabbed
theater
one.
box. I gotta stop. Your CVS coupon has unlocked something
It's
bad.
unlocked something.
I was eating less
They
sugar.
tricked me this week. They didn't send it until Sunday, so I had a much smaller window to get it.
Okay. Well, I have to
but
find.
you see that again, as we said before, it's sliding through the door like Indiana Jones. You,
I made it.
You
I
made it.
made
You
it.
made it. Phew,
I have to
okay.
find spinach that I can buy at CVS or mushrooms. Do they sell mushrooms at CVS? I
Don't buy
think
your
so.
mushrooms at CVS. Or how bad do you need this?
They don't
deal?
have produce at CVS.
They might have canned mushrooms.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now you're on the show bragging. I got a good price on these canned mushrooms.
It's a real deal on this
Yeah.
canned mushrooms.
So I think I already said we got the tiramisu and the cupcake. I didn't really love either of these things. The cupcake
Cupcake
was
is sort of insane.
kind of nasty. Like I really didn't get much funfetti taste. There wasn't a lot of flavor.
Too much going on.
Too much going on.
Like clashy frostings,
Yeah.
I'd say.
The tiramisu, I mean the actual square of tiramisu inside the shortbread cookies were kind of flavorless, kind of bland, and the actual tiramisu inside didn't really have a lot of tiramisu flavor. Like it didn't have the espresso flavor. I know they're not going to dump rum on it or whatever they usually do, but it just kind of was a dry cake.
It almost felt like it was just like a regular cupcake dressed up to look like that dessert.
Well,
Yeah.
look, you did not have the tiramisu because I wanted to get that for the table when I ordered, and there was just this very hesitant looking down from the person working at the counter, like Chef Toad has not prepared the tiramisu today. That's okay. That is fine. We will do something else. That is fine.
Wait, which one did we have? thought
We
I
had
had it.
Mount Beanpole. It was
That's what it
similar.
was.
It's like a multi-layer thing. That was the winner for me. You didn't
That's
have that,
what-
Jason?
I didn't have that one, and I regret it because I
being-
didn't realize until after the
I got
fact
confused. I
It was
thought
a
we did
little.
have it.
It's a little
that it
like.
had a little matcha flavor in it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that offhand. I wouldn't have known how to taste that, but when I
Mhm.
read it later, and yeah, it did feel like a more mature flavor or something.
Mhm.
Nice multi-layer cake cut into little, very video game looking little.
The
little
presentation
blocks.
is so good. for
Yeah,
it.
one
Yeah.
big one,
Sure.
one little one. You got a little flag in the top.
I'll try to get it when we're back. I'll try to get that
yeah,
one.
I think that's the winner from what I could tell. So what did I miss? You get to meet Toad in the line. We haven't. There's a little video.
Oh, right.
Oh,
where
sure.
Toad introduces the premise. The Toad
Mhm.
is making the food, and I had not heard Toad's voice, and the voice is a tad crazy. If I could attempt to do how did it? Okay. It's sort of Mickey, but then a little bit of gurgle to it, like
I cook stuff up for you. This is a place where you can relax.
that is. So that's what Toad has sounded like this entire time.
He's a little. It seems like he's been smoking a
Mhm.
little bit. It's like a little raspy.
Mickey with cigarettes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A child with cigarettes. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a child toadstool.
And look,
that's
it
been
seems
smoking.
Toad is stressed out. It seems
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
weight of the kingdom is on Toad
Right.
in general.
You're gonna guilt me for this.
They should
It's a
increase.
hard life. I work for royalty.
It's a cool little projection, but they really should change it depending on how busy the restaurant is. They should make him far more stressed out if there's a lot of people in line, and if there's not, he should just be taking it easy. That's not what they're gonna do, but
Yeah.
6 Toads called in sick. Let me get you. I got annual pass discounts. Pick in my pocket. Do you know about the margins of running a restaurant these days? Shut it down. They won't let me sell alcohol. That's where you make your money.
Toad, you can't drink on the job anymore. You're not allowed to run the place.
Whose name is on the outside?
You call this tiramisu? It's just a cupcake dressed up to look like it.
Oh, yeah, well, fuck you. You come in here.
Fuck
You come here and tell me how to run my... Whose stool? My stool.
This is why you're always being kidnapped.
This raspberry
gee.
raspberry sauce on the plate is expired. It tastes horrible.
They come here, they love it, they don't care. They're here for the atmosphere. You're a douchebag, you know that?
You're a go-kart racer, not a chef. What are you doing?
I'm anything. We all do everything. I play tennis. I've been in the Olympic Games with what's his fuck Sonic.
This is why your wife left you.
Dare you get out of my stool. Did you take this?
This is never gonna be tap for stool.
I'll be back tomorrow if you're lucky.
Toad starts crying.
Toad vomit. Adorable pink vomit.
Yeah. Sparkles.
Don't tell anyone this is what the raspberry syrup's made of. My
Poor
puke
Toad.
syrup, okay? The syrup is my puke.
I was a little bummed because I feel like Universal has done a great job on both coasts of kind of upping their food game. Like I think the Jurassic World sort of stuff, and they redid that restaurant with like a lot of like pulled pork and arepas. Like I thought,
have you had that?
huh?
Is that? I mean, have you had?
We
those?
had it at the opening, and then I had it in the park.
Well,
okay.
After the fact.
The
They
opening
were-
is different.
They were
Yeah,
both
yeah.
pretty good. I know it was good when I went and got a plate there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got to check in years later, though.
Yeah,
I
we should
was-
have checked in when
I
we were
w-
in the patio.
I was very excited that the additional people that the land is providing caused the long dormant Panda Express location on the lower lot to open.
Oh,
The rumor is that the Toad's Kitchen shares kitchen space with that Panda
I
Express.
100% believe
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So because
All the
some
same
people were
complex.
wondering why they didn't get rid of the Panda Express because you could get a little more room, but apparently it's kitchen.
Oh, so we have a kitchen already.
Right.
Yeah.
So children's hamburgers made in the Panda Express kitchen did not blow us away.
Well, there's a takeaway food spot like right next to it, like prepared sandwiches and salads and stuff. I feel like both of those probably just with the people going, like walking by, the sheer number of foot traffic probably brings in God knows how many tens of thousands of dollars a year for the place.
Right.
You know?
You're saying it would not be financially
Well,
viable.
I'm saying like because that's what was one of my things. Like, why didn't they just demolish those two restaurants and make the land a little more
Yeah,
palatable?
sure.
Panda Express is what makes them the money.
Panda's where it's at, and they got a different Panda Express pretty close, and then the one on Ventura Boulevard pretty close.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Well,
that's
There's a
full
lot of Panda Express
coverage
within a
right
couple
there.
miles.
Guests nowadays will never know the pure joy of like the Panda Express next to the Jurassic Park restaurant, which was serving Pizza Hut personal pizzas and half the Panda Express menu.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it?
When I went in 2006 for the first time, we're like, "What's this place
You
at?"
get orange chicken at the
You
Jurassic
get
Park?
orange chicken and a personal pizza, and then half a block away, you could get a larger Panda Express selection.
Wow, magic.
Magic.
Those were the
days.
Magic of the
days.
movies.
Really quick, just before we get to the real experience, another thing is that you might find it to be a relaxing environment, although very crowded, but then sometimes airships arrive.
Yeah.
There's airships and they shoot bullet bills
Yeah.
towards the toads who are walking around your exterior toad views, but then also into the kitchen.
Yes.
I feel bad. I forget about the conditions in these kitchens.
Yeah.
And I don't remember that every 20 minutes bullet bills are shooting through. I really should cut them some slack.
Yeah.
Here I am going, I didn't like the truffle oil. Well, they're made under very perverse
Giant
Yeah,
bullets.
there's a firebombing of Dresden happening while you get your little boba drink. The lemon squash, the boba drink was good. Like that was pretty fun, and the bobas, and there was little stars in there. There was little, I think, like pieces of mango that were
Sure.
star shaped.
Okay.
Were tasty.
But the attack.
But
Yeah,
you
we
have
were
to
pretty
knowing
far-
Did you see the
blood
attack?
that's
Yeah, I
being
saw the
shed.
attack, and I thought it was cute, but we were really far away, so it didn't really
You
bother
thought
us.
it was
I-
cute.
I thought it was cute from the
I
distance.
thought it was.
I
a
thought it was
horror.
a thunderstorm at first, and then I looked up exactly what was happening.
Me, I saw Saving Private Ryan, but with toads. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it was to me.
Here's what I was hoping, and maybe really what I was looking for was like a resolution to the, like a very
Story?
triumphant, yeah. Like, and they have pipes in there, and I was like, oh, maybe there'll be like some pop through the pipe, or like Toad will be like, I'm working on it, and like, or duck and
Chased him
cover.
away.
Like if there was like something like element like that, but it really was just like, well, you're gonna feel like pensive for 3 minutes, and then without sort of warning, you won't feel pensive anymore. That's kind of the vibe in there.
Yeah. Well, and then also like the window that we were next to a TV window, and
Oh.
it's full of toads milling about
Mhm.
at 0.5 miles per hour. just kind of like walking a dopey walk. And then the bullet bills come and the airships come, and then they walk the same pace, but they have mild frowns instead of smiles.
Yes, and no one's saying anything, so it was an odd.
Yeah, well, but isn't that calming? That if they're all right, they know it happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I want, is for one of them to say it.
Happens all the time.
Another day in paradise. Yeah, but it's really, we're like, oh, cool, the show or whatever, and then it starts, and then the toads are wandering. Then the pensive music starts, and then they're just like still like milling about, but maybe a little bit faster. And then the ship, the ships. Okay, I'm looking around like, okay, what's gonna happen in here? And then all of a sudden the ships just go away.
They leave. Yeah,
I don't know what I
it's
wanted.
warning
I
shots.
don't know what I wanted.
Just letting everybody know we're there, like the Chinese spy balloons.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're watching you.
I guess I wanted like some result. I guess I wanted like we talked about an Ice Capades segment that had Mr. Belvedere playing King Koopa, and
Where
in
he
it,
was. Oh no, you go ahead. Yeah.
sorry, yeah, and in it I was just saying Mario or Luigi has basically like a cannon of some kind that he shoots and blows up like a Koopa Troopa with.
Sky high, kingdom come. Every villain that comes at him, and
Get
Koopa and
Yeah.
King
blown up.
Koopa is murdered. He's dead
Yeah.
definitively.
Yeah.
I guess it's in Universal's interest to keep these stories going as long as
Right.
possible and not kill Koopa once
Yeah.
in the restaurant.
But if it's like,
Not give Luigi a handheld mortar so he can just like.
but like if Luigi just shot down the airship, that would be cool in the video.
Oh, that's true.
Like, yeah, like at least bring it down somehow, and then make us feel good that they're not just still out there lurking, and that'll be the resolution. I mean, you don't have to have like, oh, help us to throw your food at the screen. Like, it doesn't have to be something
Yeah, yeah.
interactive.
Kids,
Just
take
something-
the food your parents have bought.
Get the back in line and order dessert.
Order 2 of every food item. Want to throw at Bowser and
as
his
much
airship.
as possible. The
Remember,
more expensive food is more consistent.
If
It
you're
will
a
blind
pass
them.
holder, you get the discount, but not in the shop. But here, you get the discount.
I take your coins if you don't do it.
Like, you don't want your coin counts to disappear, do you?
They link your coin to the food and
Your ability to fight bullet bills with food.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm just saying there needed to be some resolution to feel like that show was satisfying in there.
Yeah, it is not the soundest story, I would
Yeah.
say.
And it should be quicker than like Trader Sam's, where it's just like, there's the volcano's blowing. Okay, we're fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, it turns out the adventure was not with the Mario characters. The adventure
No.
was with you.
As it is always with me.
Because things in our time there suddenly round a corner. We've been through
Yeah.
all the steps of this process, through the different lines and the check with the tray concierge, and then we are seated and we're eating. And of course, I maybe missed the lead up that we're waiting for our food, but then I sensed the stress rising. And can you explain your situation once?
Yeah,
you're
look,
seated?
I don't know what is proper in the age of COVID and respiratory diseases when you have a child. So Lindsay and I are being, I would say, cautious. Is it overly cautious? Probably. I don't know. It's frustrating. We have a very young child, so we've sort of like, well, let's wait till all the vaccinations have happened, that 6-month mark, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know really what I was thinking, but when we went into the Toadstool Cafe, I was like, I was hoping I was going to eat this outside. And after I saw the reality of the Super Nintendo Land, it was not really a good place to eat anything or do anything or stand anywhere. So I also thought, okay, maybe they'll give you the food and you can like grab the food and take it or something. Not the case either. They're going to bring you the food. You're going to wait inside.
And I don't know how quickly. Well, probably I'm starting to get a sense of the situation, and then we are given silverware.
Yes.
And we realize, oh, this is oddly not. This
Much
is
more
not
formal.
disposable. Yeah.
Yes.
This is plates you don't keep. This is a real nice.
So I mean, I feel like with many things, I feel very stupid. But I'm like, I guess I should go eat outside so I don't get sick in the Toadstool Cafe and get my child's. I don't
you are
know.
masked for every
I'm
other bit of this.
masked.
You
I'm
have an
tired of a whole
N95.
fucking pandemic and whatever. So I'm just like, we got a bunch of food. I ordered the biggest hamburger on the menu. I should have ordered the Mario Adventure. It's smaller.
Yeah.
Though at the same time,
Though-
it comes in so many parts.
Right.
That's a
It's-
bunch.
it's
I described
multi-part.
5. At least this is one piece. But then you have fries.
Yes.
And that's, you know what? Actually, fries are as many pieces
Yes,
as
that's
you
true.
could get. I'm starting to watch you do this calculus.
Yes.
And I think the same thing comes over both Aaron and I. We realize, oh my God, it's a Mike food stress situation.
That is
Only
correct.
this time we are here
One of
to
the
watch
classic
it happen.
Tropes
It
of
is-
Podcast The Ride.
Yes, one is occurring, and it usually does not
Uh-huh.
happen in front of me. This is a Liberty Tree Tavern, the
That's
family
right.
feast.
Oh my
Monster-
God.
One is
mini
happening.
It's a mini monster.
right.
A mini, oh yes, a mini monster throwing the bobas
Mere
away,
steps
to hide your
away.
shame.
Yep.
No, you know how this felt to me? This felt like in Get Back when you watch McCartney come up with Get Back. When you're watching the
Yeah.
moment, the guy who's the best at the thing he's
That's
doing
right.
in the moment of creation. And for you, that is inventing food stress.
That's right.
And it's like you're figuring out the baseline right then and
You
there.
saw it happen,
and I
and
was there for it.
was not
And
planned.
I'm
I
here
didn't-
for it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not planned, but it did develop.
It now becomes an escape situation.
It is now an escape situation because also this is not a place where there's a bunch of exits everywhere, in and out, no problem. Like everything about it is stressful because you've ordered other desserts. We wanted to try other things and like the garlic knots. And again, even if it was like, casual sort of fitting, you can go, you can come in, like I'll eat, blah, 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 come back in and grab a knot or something. No, there is one exit and there's a guard to make sure no one sneaks in because of the crazy system that's in place because it's opening a few weeks.
Now, let me say this. You described this situation because you went to you're getting progressively more stressed out about this situation.
Yes.
And then you go and you
Yes.
do a recon pass and you come
Yes.
back and you say there's a guard. There's a guard at the
Yes.
door. Later, when we leave the restaurant, we see a bored 20-year-olds at a podium.
Who could have gotten me in trouble?
And they also might have been really cool. They might have made fun of you.
Very true.
Well, that's when you're dealing with young people. That is a possibility. But
Yeah.
again, here's where I is the situation. Here's what the situation where you get in trouble. It is, excuse me, sir, where do you think you're going with the food that you own?
Yeah.
The food that you paid for and
Well,
therefore are rightfully the owner
right.
of.
Mike, I'm so sorry we couldn't make it work where it was the same time because I usually have Ziploc bags on me when I go to theme parks.
Is
And you
that
could've put
true?
some-
You have a bunch of bags?
Every now and then, one or two.
Wait, ho. Every now and then
Every
or
now and
all
then.
the time?
No.
How many now and thens?
No,
How many you got on you right now?
I might have one or two from my trip.
Can you find them?
Okay, so theme parks. This was a Sheridan hack we learned a long time ago. And I usually carry a backpack or something.
Old
Now,
Sheridan tradition.
an old Sheridan tradition. This was a lot easier when phones were like tiny clamshells. But you shove your wallet and your phone
For a
if you're
water
going on a
ride.
water ride in a
Oh.
Ziploc bag, and they don't get wet. You know, it's
Let
a
me
little
a-
harder
not
with
bad.
iPhones.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you used your plastic bag for a water ride to put a wallet in, would you throw the bag out afterward, or would you use it to put like a piece of
I'd
food?
probably throw it out at the end of the day.
Probably
Well, if I was going on a second water ride.
for the other water, but you wouldn't
Yeah.
use it for food storage.
No, I wouldn't use it for food storage.
Thank
no.
God.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
thank
that's
God.
good. You check for bags. Let's see
So
what you got
Jason
bag-wise.
always has plastic bags on him, which is something I did not know.
Yeah.
Also, another new thing.
New
in year
fact.
6.
Jason has bags. He's
Jason-
always
Here's
with.
one.
Wow, the
You've
bag
always
man.
got your backpack, and your backpack has always had bags.
Wow.
Got some pill bottles
I would,
and a
by the
big
way,
one.
would not have used those bags.
Here's a bag
I
of-
would
You don't
not
know
have
where the
used.
bag. You don't know where the bag.
Well,
is.
this
First of
bag
all,
is
it is-
Skittles.
got-
That's different.
You can't put a lot of other food in there. It's already got Skittles.
But you know he's reusing those wallet bags.
I know he says that, but then you get them mixed up. Like which bag
He's
is
cleaning
which?
the wallet.
I think
bag. he's like
Oh,
ma-
no,
made-
that's
you get some
tissue.
sanitizer.
He runs. Yeah.
You get in the
I know.
bathroom, put some soap in there, and suddenly it's a new bag, but not to you.
And then he's shoving those. Then he's going right to the toppings bar and throwing.
This is
Oh,
Tom's.
yeah,
tomatoes and
tomorrow.
onions.
I think I
putting the
just had
caramelized
the one
onions.
this time. Sorry.
One bag.
Well, that's
Okay,
pretty
okay.
good.
Pretty good.
All right, all right.
And probably
Now we
some
know.
from traveling.
It's like,
Probably some toiletries or something.
Uh-huh.
well, I want to know what toiletries you have.
Well, shampoo.
You have
conditioner,
shampoo in your
body wash.
bag right
No, not
now?
in my bag. I think I brought it in case I needed one, in case I forgot one,
Okay.
or something leaked.
We
you
brought
know?
it
On
when?
vacation.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, for Christmas, like Christmas.
Okay. Yeah,
vacation.
yeah. But not at
Okay.
Universal Hollywood.
Let's get back to this. Okay, so now it
Yeah.
becomes so again there is a guard, the scariest guard you could ever imagine. This is where I'm like, when like Rugrats, when you see what the babies see and you see how much scarier everything is.
Yes.
Once I saw the guard that you described as a guard, I'm like, okay, so Mike's imagination like grew the guy up to 8 feet. He
Yeah.
suddenly has brawny arms.
Uh-huh.
It's probably has an Arnold voice now.
Yeah.
Are
Where
you
do you think you're going?
Puny, puny man. Yeah.
picturing maybe a bomb?
Oh, well, in
bomb?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. A literal ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And you don't know. You don't want that thing to go off in front of you.
No.
So yeah, you have an enemy. This is very Mario. There's an enemy guarding the gate. What are you going to do? So now you're trying to figure out ways to smuggle the food that you paid for out of
Yes.
the Mario Cafe.
Yes.
Erin and I are offering suggestions, and then she
Many.
said, we got some napkins here. We'd have to ask for more, and we don't want to make the stressed out
Right,
wait
right.
staff do that, but we could wrap the burger in a number of napkins. Erin said you could put it in your hood. Not a bad idea, because now it becomes the food can't be seen. They can't know that you have
It felt
food
like
coming
it was
out of the
wrong to
restaurant.
take the food out of this location. Obviously, who cares? But for some reason, the way it was set up to me felt like a fortress.
Mike, I
It
saw
felt
people with to-go box. Like I saw people
Well,
with
we'll
takeout
get there.
boxes.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I
We'll get there because that at least that made me
You
feel
can just
better.
ask.
That
You
well,
mean like a restaurant would have?
yeah, like a restaurant. Oh, Scott, you got it. You know
Yeah,
my man.
yeah.
well,
Got
we
it.
got we'll get there. We'll get
Because
there.
food is
Okay.
often has to be transported out of restaurants, and this
Yeah.
is not a bank vault.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of some of this, but I don't want to say, because again, I'm watching the moment of
Yeah,
creation.
you got to save it for the air.
happen. So I'm trying to think of whatever. I believe I had the idea. I
Put it-
think that burger would all fit inside
In the-
your N95.
In the mask, yeah.
So I think you open up that baby.
It turns-
You're not low. You're pretty low on oxygen, so you
Yeah.
got to do that walk as fast as
Uh-huh.
you can. But you just got burger pressed right up against your face.
It's like a feed bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Which you could go outside and keep using that way if that could be a fun way to eat a burger.
That would have been easier, I think, actually.
But then it gets tough with fries because fries are dangling out of the thing.
Mhm.
But like, but what does not? Of course, I want to encourage the hijinks.
Yeah.
But how do you not just say I am eating outside for COVID purposes? Doesn't that get you past the guard?
Yeah.
Or
of
just,
course it does.
I
I didn't
have
say
to
anything.
go.
I didn't say anything to the guard.
I have to use the bathroom, or like I'm feeling dizzy. I need to just get some air
Well,
and
I-
come back in.
I-
I
Here's
have
the-
a
here's the-
time-sensitive
you have to
issue with
believe
the
me.
glow-in-the-dark
I have
turtles
to
that
make
need to be ordered.
I have to make a phone call in
You
a
have
place
to-
where there is not a
I
bombing,
have to
a
call San
cartoon
Diego.
bombing.
You have to believe me when I say I actually didn't think I was going to be stopped,
Uh-huh.
but I did. I don't know if it's really, if I analyze what it was like, I don't want to have like a baby size armful of food on the way out in front of the person that's
Sure.
because maybe they don't want people to. I don't really know exactly when I analyze what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that I thought I was going to go to Universal Jail or that it was like so forbidden to eat out there.
Are you going to bring some paper plates when we go back to this land? Or are you
It's a
bringing
very good question.
Oh,
Tupperware?
yeah.
It's a
wait, you
very,
get
very
another
good
go.
question.
Uh-huh.
I think I kind of
Jason,
know what to
bring
do.
some bags.
I guess I got to swing by my house and
bags
get
are gonna
some.
be done. Bring my bags.
I
He's
just
got
said
dirty
take the
bags.
bag. Maybe bring your own bags.
He's got dirty
great.
bags.
Yeah. We can also just use the cheat code for Toad. Like, could I get that actually boxed up to go? You know,
That's the
you
well.
think like
cheat
do you think you could just tell them like?
Well, that's what we get.
I
We
kinda-
sort of get there. Is
Okay.
what, was what
Uh,
happened.
Well, you
Excuse
went
me.
back and explored.
So I went around. There was a couple booths that were not populated. Like some felt like birthday booth or like the Fuddruckers Tonight Show booth that existed in the Burbank Fuddruckers.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
But in the corner of
We
this
kinda
Toadstool
see- Is there
Cafe.
like a
But it-
room? Is there like a private room or
Well, it was
there's
like a-
something like
it
that?
was it was
Just
set
others
back.
tables, yeah.
It was other tables, and it didn't feel like it was super special. But there was no one there, and I wonder why they weren't seating people there. Because believe me, it was busy. So
Mhm.
it would make sense that you put somebody back there, but I don't know. So yeah, I walked around.
You did
And-
a pass. Got the lay of the land. Start
got the lay of the
formulating
land.
the escape.
Yeah.
Okay, first things first. We gotta get past those guards. Dung, 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 dung. All right, I'll crawl under the table. I'll use the pipes. I'll hide.
As
Wait
I'm
a
running
minute.
past the fire, that fire, whatever it is, those long elongated fire things that come out of the blocks.
This is what I've been waiting for my whole life. I've played Mario my whole life, and if I know Mario levels, I can just hit the ceiling and go one of those secret layers up top, and I can just overshoot this entire thing. I don't
That's
even
right.
have to fight the bad guys.
And, then,
And maybe there'll be warp pipes that just take me all the way back
or
up to the upper lot.
if I can get a star, I can and I can like run through, and no one will even
The
sort of
guard
notice me.
just flips around. He's dead.
You run so
Right.
fast, you end up next to the Indominus.
Sure,
In the upper level of the water ride.
He's out. He's at Lakeside Country Club.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's on hole 14.
So yeah, those are all the scenarios were going around in my mind. And then I sat back down and I said, "Oh, you know what they have?" Because I will say this: I didn't think they had to go things. I don't know why.
This is fair because it is a restaurant that is sometimes a formal sit-down restaurant and sometimes seemingly missing the basic functionality
so
of
I
restaurants.
I didn't think that was possible. I go, they probably don't have. I'm thinking this. I'm like, they don't have like to go thing. Like, so what am I gonna? So then I go, you know what they do have? Extra cups. They have extra cups, so I can throw the fries into the extra cup.
Cups. Hey, by the way, cups and napkins. They do have Super Mario or Super Nintendo World exclusive. You know, they got the logo on the cups and napkins.
That's true,
That's
yeah.
a little
So
touch.
if you need to
Always
jailbreak
nice
your
to see.
fries, you also get a nice
Right.
souvenir too.
So I found somebody who was very nice working there, and I said, "Excuse me," and I was speaking hushed. I remember. I go, "Do you have like an extra? Can I just have like an extra cup? I'm gonna take some of the food out, and I want to put like the fries, like in." She goes, "Oh, well, do you just want like we have a big cupcake like to go?" I go, "That would be perfect." And I make a big show like, "Oh, thank you so much. This is great." And I was like blown away that they even have it. And I go, "Of course they would have it, because sometimes you don't want the dessert."
Mhm.
That would be unreasonable to force everybody to eat their big desserts in that area.
When we go together,
Yes.
I will get the dessert to go for you. You can wait outside. You don't have to come. You don't have to relive this horror story.
Jason will talk to the guards for you.
We are days. Thank you for thank you for doing that.
I
We
will
are
get you
days-
something. I will get you something to go.
Well, we'll
You know?
discuss it beforehand.
We'll figure it out.
discuss it
Yeah,
beforehand. I
or
will
you can
examine the
just
bag
eat
that
the
you're going to
Jurassic
use.
Park food.
Well, you were talking about the pulled pork being delicious, so
It
maybe
was pretty good.
maybe I
the
will.
Mojo
I could
pork.
bring the pulled pork from Jurassic Park into Nintendo Land
Mm.
and eat the pulled pork while I walk around listening to the
Sure.
coin noises.
Sure, sure.
And I
This
can have
sounds like a
Jurassic
great
beer.
path to
I
a
have a
headache.
Jurassic beer as well.
Jordan, can you pull up that burger photo that you had a while ago? Because now not Leo the truck. Do not pull up Leo the truck. That was a bait and switch. I don't want to see Leo. I don't want to hear Leo. But okay, so all right. Now Jack
not Jack.
smoking the cigarette is a different
That's
story.
good,
I'll
yeah.
see that all day. But now we know the context. When you pulled this up before, we think this is just Mike looking at a burger. This is Mike contemplating how to
What's gonna
jailbreak
happen.
this burger.
That's right.
How do you bust this burger out? And so we're figuring out the plan here. You get the or you get the to-go container. So now you got that. That is enough room to put the fries. Did you put the burger in the?
I just
in the
I
cup
held
as well?
I put it in napkins and I held
You held
it
the
in one
burger
hand.
separately, but then we're thinking, wait a minute, this is no ordinary circumstance
Right.
where you just walk out with the food. We
Right.
got all these things that you need to try. People need to know how
Theme park
much you don't
journalists.
like the pink cupcake
Right.
or are unsatisfied by
That-
the garlic knots.
I was. Did you try that pink cupcake?
I sure did.
Eating it, I was like, this seems like a thing that Mike is gonna order, and I bet he's not gonna like it.
No.
Hmm.
Well, you did it. You tried it, but it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of a blur. Basically, you had done a commendable job fitting fries into that to-go cup.
Yes.
But we're like, wait a minute. You have to talk. This is your job. Your job is to talk
Yes.
about these desserts and these garlic knots. We got to get them out.
You should also say I put the fries in the cupcake to go container and then I dumped all the ketchup on top of them.
So
that's
we
an
have
important thing.
truffle fries, ketchup, and then Jordan, can we go to the photo Mike food too? So we're like, how much can we pack onto this? So now what you see is a matcha Mount B pole. You have pink frosting.
Yeah.
We even gave you the crown, the peach
Very nice,
crown.
yeah.
Then you have a garlic knot that you did dip in the marinara, and this is all on top of ketchup and fries. And we gave you the flag because, like Mario, reaching for the top of that flag, you're trying to overcome a major challenge.
Concerned about germs, but everyone get in there. Everyone touch that food a little.
This is the thing. If
I've
you were
come out
if
of-
there was heavy COVID in the Toadstool Cafe, mask or no mask, I think you got that COVID. This is
Well-
the most crowded. I think it's the same outside. Outside is probably like like
Well, that
being
is
in a
it
busy
is so
restaurant.
packed. It is so packed outside of Nintendo Land. It's a fairly good point. But I'll say this: I'm coming out of this pandemic less worried about surface germs and way more worried about airborne germs.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
That's-
you're fine
yeah.
with eating food that all your friends are piling onto a platter for you.
Kind of, yeah. But
After
yes.
touching
Well, that's why I say
steering
si-
wheels and goggles all day.
That's why I say I don't. It's still. I don't know. I feel crazy. I feel silly sometimes. I don't know what's the right thing to do, but I know that a food pile, at the very least, is amusing.
Was a lot of fun. Well, you did the right thing to do.
The
Let's
KFC
see the
famous
photo.
bowl
Jordan,
of-
can we see Mike Food 3, please? And this is some result. And you opted for holding the burger and not putting it into your mask. But look how much you fit it. Like, this is a meal, not
a
just a
big-
burger and fries, but also a sampling of desserts, children's toys, flags, and hats up top.
He has not unlocked the advanced
that-
player ability
Yeah.
where you say, "Could I have a couple boxes?"
He would have to go back to the. That's when the guards get suspicious.
That's when the guard.
That's when, even if he's not talking to the guards, the hostess is like, maybe the guards should be let in on this. Hey, can we get the guards on the walkie?
Hey, pal, what are you trying to pull here? Are you going to eat this food in addition to carrying it out? What's your deal,
You gonna
friend?
eat the food that you paid $22 for? In somewhere where we didn't say to eat it, but several feet away.
This is. It really. It's impressive. It looks like I could like palm 2 basketballs. I'm holding so much at once.
Thank
it's
God
pretty
nobody
impressive.
got the spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh my God!
These
what-
meatballs would have blown this whole thing up. It's all a bomb that
two-
goes sky high.
those 2 meatballs that Jason said were this big, or so.
Oh, I have really small hands, so you're supposed to, like, in proportion.
Jason
Right.
maybe wouldn't have been able to pull this maneuver.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to do any of this.
But
you
also,
know?
he wouldn't have gotten himself in this situation.
This fine mess that he's gotten himself into.
No, I would
Yeah,
just.
so-
I would have just called it and lied my way through this. I would have just let everyone else steer the conversation. Go like,
So-
we didn't really give us too crowded. It wasn't
So
working."
yeah, so I carried all of this past the guard successfully, and
Idiot. What
got-
kind of guard are you?
and went
Somebody
outside.
made it out with food. It might have been happening all day. Food
Yes.
guard.
I went outside and I tried to sit right outside the Toadstool Cafe. No, you cannot do that. That's where the line is forming. So I got one bite in, and then it was clear that the other people were being loaded right in front of me. No, not
No,
good.
You go over here. Actually, stand over here. Okay, sounds good. Ding, 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 ding. All right, maybe I'd not like to be here. Okay. You did find a spot.
I did eventually find the quietest spot, I think, in Super Nintendo Land, which is there was like a tall planter, I think, is where I was. I have a picture of it.
Mhm.
And it was near some things that kids could sit on if they wanted that were big toadstools.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta find out because I'm practically child sized.
So I should, yeah, unless
Oh,
yeah,
there's a very evocative photo of spaghetti and meatballs.
yes.
And Leo the truck.
Oh, no more Leo the truck. The bane of
I'll
my
you know what? I'll
parent
get a better
existence.
shot. I have some video of the food pile and
Mhm.
sort of walking through, and I'll post that to social media.
Oh yeah, I did an
You-
interview.
Right.
As
Yes.
the dessert
We
was
have an
being
interview
eaten, so
too. We'll post as well.
That'll be on the socials at Podcast The Ride. There, I just saved myself a plug at the
Yeah.
end.
So you'll see all of that in depth. That'll really drive a lot of people to go to the social media to see what I think of the different frosting that's been soaked in ketchup.
How did the two types of pink frosting that even Jason didn't like, how did they complement
The
ketchup and truffle
the-
salt?
I think truffle too. If there's truffle on fries, I often skip the ketchup.
Wow.
So
Well,
there you have it.
But how was
now,
the Jurassic patio? You guys have
Oh,
mentioned
after
that
all
multiple
that,
times.
my God. Oh, never
Jurassic
did I
Patio was
need a
great.
Jurassic Patio more.
Oh.
Never did Erin need a Jurassic. Oh, she was thrilled. And
Yeah.
look, she has no bridge to burn with Universal PR. Hey, we're going to compliment another Universal thing. Jurassic Patio. That's the
Ooh,
that's
that's
the king of
good.
the kingdom right
That's
there.
up. You're talking order the drinks at the hut and then carry it upstairs.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yeah. And you're gonna want to take a sip before you get up there because that's a lot
Real
to walk
filled,
with. That's
real
that's
filled,
splashing
yeah,
around,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you do the big boy, which Aaron did. Again, long days of coins in Leo the Truck. She deserved that big boy.
There needs
She
to.
got it.
I think a Jurassic patio in the Super Nintendo Land would fix all the problems.
There's upstairs space. There
Yes.
should be like in a place with layers. You know where I felt a lot of peace was in that single rider line that kind of takes you out. You kind of veer off to the right, and then we
Yes.
actually got a chance to like take a couple photos, look at the whole land.
Right.
And if they could carve out a little corner, some little like stoop overhang to just kind of like sit, people watch, just
Yeah.
watch that thwomp go over and
Yeah.
over. And I think maybe you got it more in Japan. From what I can
a
tell, I
little-
think
yeah.
Japan built up and they built down. I think that there's like, I think you enter the castle on level 2,
Yes,
essentially.
that's right.
And then there's terraces that go down, and I think that might be where Canopio or Toad is. And there's more going on those upper levels. We bemoan the fact that we didn't get the Yoshi Adventure Ride. I see how
Right.
they didn't have room for it, but we didn't get our little the Yoshi snack spot. They're in a popcorn place.
Yeah.
There's and I think some games that we didn't get. There is a room with a bob bomb. You know, I understand it's limited space there.
Mhm.
But you know, I still want for more. I don't know. Now I wonder. Now my question is, what do you do if we are to get this Donkey Kong coaster and I want it? Where do you go? Jordan, can you pull up the photo? Demolished stages, because this is a little bit of pre-Mario action, and it kind of shows you the space that you're working with. And yeah, so this is demolished sound stages where Mario is now. You keep going back. You got sound stages, but now we're moving production out. You go all the way to the right. That's a big, heavy-duty office building and parking garage. They're never getting rid of that one. You can't get rid of the white building a few levels back where that they refurbished for the Conan Tonight Show and then demolished, blew up the entire plan
Yeah.
7 months later. You got to keep that. That's television history. Where do you go? Where do we get more Mario?
Oh, shoot, I forget the number. I'm sure it's like an Alicia Stella rumor I'm stealing again, where it's, and maybe I said this already. Whatever like wherever the voice offices were, is the
Okay.
rumor
Huh.
where they're gonna put Donkey Kong, which is around here. I just forget which ones they are.
And now they did they demolish the Phantom of the Opera stage, the like haunted
Yes.
cursed
Yes.
stage?
Phantom
Yes.
of the
That
Opera's
is-
gone. That's been gone for a long time.
Ugh,
Yeah,
far
are you
too stupid. That's spooky. That
haunted.
we're
That's the thing they tell
Yeah.
you is haunted. It's where they filmed the original Phantom of the Opera,
Yeah.
and there was this ornate theater set that was still in there that you can see in the Jason Segel Muppets movie, which I got to go to the set of for Funny or Die. Yes, I met Walter. Hate to brag, hate to
Wow.
name drop, but I did get to go
we
in
joke
there.
about that, but I feel like there's a lot of Walter stands out there.
I mean, I liked meeting him, and I hadn't
Sure.
I hadn't seen the movie yet. I'm meeting
That's
a new
true.
Muppet, and he's
You're
talking
meeting
to
a
me
new
in
Muppet.
character.
great.
It
Yeah.
actually was
Yeah.
pretty fantastic. But I mean, for that bit of history, it is funny they took that out. Of all the sound stages, it's the one with a ton of history. You know what I found out today? Well, a couple things. You know what was done in that soundstage? All the interiors of the Bates house in Psycho were all in that same
Wow.
stage 28.
Oh, wow.
And any set they built, they'd have to keep that Phantom of the Opera set around, just build
Yeah.
around it, so just other things would use it. And an important scene to me, which is the part of Xanadu where the 40s band merges with the new wave
Oh.
You
band.
know I love
and then they're
that.
making the
You know
same.
I love-
This is like when our minds sync up, when the 40s and the 80s meet.
I watched Xanadu over the summer shortly after Olivia Newton-John passed.
Yeah.
I think I was one of the like I booted up a bunch of movies when I had COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched like The Heartbreak Kid and Xanadu, and very odd
Yeah, I was late
selection,
on
very odd
That's a great movie.
double
Heartbreak Kid.
feature to watch
Yeah, yeah.
with the novel Coronavirus. But yeah, Xanadu was so much fun.
What a delight! One of the most crazy, weird sequences in it, filmed in that soundstage. So, and that is literally where the Mario Kart ride building is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm upset. I'm glad we got the ride, but did we have to take out where the "Got Some Dancing to Do" song was filmed?
That should have
Some
been
dancing to do.
the government should have put that under like national park protection.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
I blame which president? I blame Reagan. I blame Bush. I blame everyone up through Trump. Oh no, Obama. I'm sorry. You know what? It went down on Obama's watch.
Oh, right.
And look, I prefer him to Trump, but he let that Xanadu stage slide, and I'll never forgive him.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. But anyway, you're boxed in, and it's a big ride, and it's a largely outdoor ride.
They cannot. If the rumors are true of what the Donkey Kong ride is, they cannot compromise. Even if it's just the ride and no land, cannot compromise because of how cool it sounds.
Jordan, can we see the photo Donkey Kong construction? This kind of shows you the. Let me.
But
show
are they
you
gonna
the
build
circles
two
here?
roller coasters at one? Like if they build that Fast and the Furious thing built into the hill.
They're in different spots. I
Yeah,
think they
different
can,
spots. People love
You know, they might
coasters.
have to stagger them. In the photo, there's a big red oval, and that is showing you the entirety of Nintendo World. The yellow oval is the under construction Donkey Kong coaster. This is Epic Universe. That's huge. That's like more than half of it.
Yes, it's huge. Yeah.
Dwarfs the rest. So they need sizable foot. It shows you how great it's going to be in Epic Universe in Japan when they get it. But what do? And let me say this. I think you got a couple options. Mummy, you're out. I think you've done your time. Let's demolish that building. I don't know if
Sure.
it would fit, and everything over there. What do we got? Starbucks? That's out. It's all out. And now that would split the rides up, but
I know. It still feels like Universal Hollywood. It's impossible to just make it a fun, like a unified place. There's still like piecemealing.
just throw that
Parts.
out the window. It's not going to
So
happen.
I guess it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but if you want them next to each other in blue sky, all options
go
have
ahead,
to be
go
on the
ahead.
table.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
We have had a decade of Transformers.
Right.
Maybe it's time to. I mean, don't you want the cohesion? You were just saying you want the rides
Sure.
to be
And we're
right
getting
next to it. It wouldn't make sense the other way.
And that's Transformer. That's the old Transformer. We're getting the rise of the beasts are rising soon.
Well, if you
know,
want to
Beast Rise,
if
you're
you wanna
right.
make
Yeah.
a new, if you want to make a new, like footage for the ride and put the Beast Wars characters on the Transformers ride, okay, I'm open to that perhaps. But I look, let's not get crazy here, okay? Universal needs to. We're going to lose the Simpson ride. At a certain point, Mummy of course going to go. Transformers is going to become our ET. Transformers is going to become the ET of Universal Hollywood. The classic attraction that you take your kids to and the grandparents still love it. Maybe it's going to take a few decades, but we cannot lose. We need a little history as far as Universal Hollywood is concerned.
So when ET says your name, that is equivalent to Optimus Prime giving you the intimate moment. Then
Yes.
it's gonna like take it over. It kind of is. I mean, this line isn't in the ride, but like ET's "I'll be right here" has that done its time called? It's been a long time. Isn't the new version "Your bravery saved the
Evac
planet"?
is like
Yeah.
Botanicus. It's like a new generation's Botanicus.
Well, he's give me another like even candidate out here.
I don't think we have one.
Right?
I think unless you're willing to reenact your passing the guard adventure daily, and it becomes a new Universal stunt show.
Finnegan's.
we don't have our compelling story.
Finnegan's Super Silly Funland.
Okay.
Oh, the bar where you go to get hammered.
Hammer.
Maybe that's
The bar.
good.
The Railroad Apartment Bar. The bar
That's
that's like
good.
a walk-in closet.
That's good. But I don't know. I think we have to keep Transformers. Now, maybe they just move Transformers. You know, maybe you pick it up and move it. I don't know. You can move a house. You can move a ride.
Yeah, with enough gumption, you can.
Yeah.
Well, like Jason said, cancel the stages. We hate the Olympics, so we're canceling the stages and anything else that might ever be filmed there.
Right.
Plop Transformers over there.
Yeah.
Then we get everything we want.
Fine.
It's pretty far. I mean, you're pretty close to Warner Brothers at that point. Barn Boulevard, you know.
I'll say this in all seriousness. Putting a Donkey Kong Land that's very connected would at least make it feel less claustrophobic.
Sure.
I think. Maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe if it's just small warp, but I think that there'll be some feeling of like, oh, we can go over here, and maybe that's a different vibe than here.
Isn't there a concept for like a Hyrule thing? Hasn't that always been linked?
I don't know if there's an official. I don't think there's an official concept, but I mean, that's coming for sure in some form.
There's Pikmin. I didn't really get a chance.
There's
to fiddle
Pikmin
with
around the land. Yes,
the
that's fun.
binoculars. Did you do them binoculars at
No,
all?
we didn't do them.
They're like augmented reality.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And they add stuff.
Yeah.
Pikmin.
We didn't really get up to the second floor. It was pretty crowded by that point.
Look, there's never going to be Star Fox Land, which is my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Sure.
not popular enough, and there hasn't been a good Star Fox game in many, many years. So, but they're gonna try to keep expanding this, and there's gonna be more Nintendo. They'll probably end up being Nintendo in Islands of Adventure and Universal proper. I think
Oh,
it'll
maybe.
probably keep
yeah.
growing once they run out of land at Epic Universe.
What have been the new Animal Crossing, Splatoon?
Well,
Is
Animal
Splatoon Nintendo?
Pokemon and Animal Crossing
Pokemon.
are two
Yeah.
major ones.
Oh, sure.
So those,
Yeah.
and then Zelda probably.
Okay.
And Metroid is still pretty popular.
Oh yeah.
But that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It is. Look, it's very Mario centric.
Right. It's
Certainly could just be
I-
Super Mario World.
I'm almost. Maybe this is where we can end it. I'm almost upset that they got to Mario Kart this early.
Oh.
I always think there should maybe have been a proper Mario ride.
Dark Ride. Yeah, I kind
Dark
of had the same
Ride.
thought.
And this is
Mm.
for the next episode. Will lead us in. But Mario Kart almost feels in the same way that in the trailer for the new Mario movie, they're already doing Mario Kart. And I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't we want 10 sequels here?
Yeah, you ain't racing yet.
Don't we want a Mario Kart movie? Whoa, whoa, whoa is what I say. Let's slow down.
So you want a movie that is the equivalent of a queue?
Yes.
Packed with details. Take your time.
Yes.
Appreciate every detail.
The first movie.
Why are we rushing to a ride?
The first movie ends with Mario and Luigi getting to the Mushroom Kingdom. It ends there.
Mhm.
Just the first part where they're like plumbers in Brooklyn.
Well, now we're
And then they
back to Super Mario Bros. Live action, essentially.
I guess that's what I really. After all this, that's really what I want.
Yeah. All right. Demolish the land. Make it look like the weird children's Blade Runner. And
Yeah.
now we're now we're in business. Okay. You Survived Podcast The Ride. The first part of our Super Nintendo deep dive. We will return not next week, but the week after that. We're going to take a little late President's Day and reflect on the sins of Obama, who let the Xanadu stage go. So we'll be off, but then we'll be back with more Nintendo stuff after that. Thanks to Jordan Katz for producing this episode. You can watch this on YouTube on the Forever Dog channel. There's bonus episodes on our Patreon podcast, The Ride, The Second Gate, and our VIP tier, Club 3, soon to feature an episode about Jason's beloved port of entry. You will find all of that at patreon.com/podcast The Ride. Long episode. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
How are we going to get past those Forever Dog guards?
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Mike Carlson, Jason Sheridan, Scott Gardner, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Keep up with the latest Forever Dog news by following us on Twitter and Instagram @ForeverDogTeam and liking our page on Facebook.